world. Hi! We're here. We're not quite ready, but for your viewing pleasure, here's us getting ready.
You can now view us being not ready.
Well, this part of the overlay is ready. All right, chat.
Spoiler alert, we're gonna have combat today.
Let's play a little, let's play a game. What is everyone's favorite Creed song? You all have to agree.
Oh, no.
I don't know. I don't actually know who that is.
As somebody outside of the US, I do not know who Creed is.
You don't know who Creed is?
Oh.
Creed
You've
was
only been hearing it for the last 20 minutes.
I've been tuning it out. After you spend more than like 20 hours with Casey, you got like an on-off switch.
Actually, I have to Google this to know the answer.
You have to Google what your favorite Creed song is?
Dear Google. What is my favorite?
What is my favorite?
Google.
Okay, is Google your sword now?
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Top 5 places for pad thai.
Peter Neerman.
Okay, sword.
Peter Neerman on Spotify has compiled the playlist. My favorite Creed songs. Number 1 being the song you sing. That's it.
The song I sang?
Google searches. Who is Creed?
Top research, is Creed a religious band?
Yes.
It is an American rock band that formed in 1993 in Tallahassee, Florida.
With arms wide open.
I don't know that song.
I actually can't think of any other song besides that one.
I think they did the one that's like, so tell me what you want. You really, really want.
yeah.
Tell me what you want. That's Creed.
I do know that
Definitely
song.
Creed.
That's definitely Creed.
Definitely Creed.
I think I'm being punked right now.
Yeah.
No, it's so Creed. Like, you can't get any more Creed than that song. Yeah.
It's egregious.
Yeah.
It's incredulous.
Cool. I like this thing where we get rid of any viewers who watch it initially at the beginning.
Alright, you might know Thanks for the Memories by Creed.
Thanks for all the memories. I can't remember all my songs were relevant band.
Oh boy, this is a lot. This is a lot washing over me right now. Just
a lot of what?
Is it nausea?
Blasted.
I definitely don't know who this band is.
So you don't know what your favorite Creed song is yet, everybody?
All of them.
Then you take 8d8 force damage.
Yeah.
One last breath.
In real life.
I'm Googling it right now.
I think this is the most I ever talked about the band Creed, even when Creed was popular.
This is the most anybody ever talked about Creed.
Was Creed ever popular?
It was on my karaoke machine when I had.
I remember, yeah, in the 90s, there was a lot. I remember once being in a ski lodge listening to a Creed song.
Wow, what a memory. Thanks for taking us there. I can taste the hot chocolate.
Yeah, I can. No, I don't like hot chocolate. I can taste the Creed.
What was that one Superman
Creed was
song?
popular with moms in the 90s. Yeah. That was my brief stint as a mother.
Were you a mom in the 90s?
Yeah, I was. Well, now that we've all got that ironed out. God, you guys are so weird.
Okay, Holly? need a minute, Holly?
What's going on? What is this? What is this stream? Cool. So we're totally on time. Definitely starting.
Right at 7:30 on the dot.
We did actually start after 7:30.
We sure did.
We did. On the dot. After 7:30 on the dot. Cool. Well, welcome back, everyone. Players, people watching, people being forced to watch is some form of torture. And a special shout out to any members of the 90s religious rock band Creed that may be tuning in. I think that's probably, probably a large part of our demographic. So, welcome. And, yeah, we found out Anand the Fold's secret identity.
He's just all of the Creed members.
He's literally just
the one account that encompasses all of them.
He's the what is that called when all the robots form together?
A mech.
Voltron?
Voltron. There we go. I was gonna say Megazord, but that's not quite it. Isn't that like Power Rangers? They form the
Voltron is not
I believe
Power
so.
Rangers.
No,
No,
Megazord.
Megazord.
God.
I don't know.
Dora, what were
do
you
you
born in
mean
the
you don't
2000s
know?
or something?
I was born in 1995.
Did you know that the pink
The
Power
year I
Ranger,
graduated from high school.
the pink Power Ranger is from Cape Cod?
You gave me that fun fact the last time I mentioned that I had
She
never
lived.
seen
She
Power
lived in the
Rangers.
house behind my uncle's, but my uncle doesn't live there, and I don't think she lives there either anymore. Good story. I once heard a Creed song at a ski lodge. All right. What are we doing?
No one knows.
Oh, Dungeons and Dragons. Welcome to our Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition stream, where we stream Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition
On stream.
on stream. So, before we go, let's go through the announcements that I haven't looked at, and they
That's
probably
okay, I
aren't
haven't
written.
updated them.
Yeah, great. So, big shout out to our sponsor, Roll20, for providing all of the wonderful sponsorship for us and the user interface which we use to interface. We're very happy to be part of the Spotlight program, and we hope to continue that. Also, music by Kevin MacLeod and Adrian Von Ziegler. Art by Michaela Scott. At Jubilucky on Twitter. Probably still has some commission spots open, so if you want your PC drawn, no one does computers better than Michaela. Dora, who wrote this? God, this is not a very good intro.
Sorry.
Also,
I apologize for the ad-libbing.
if you haven't already, please follow the stream. It runs into the river, and it'll be great. And on Twitter. All right.
Oh, we are just so on point tonight.
That's enough. That's
Casey,
enough announcements.
This isn't your fucking hot 5 minutes. Your stand-up session.
Just ready to do a tight 5 before the stream.
All right. Whew. All right. So, let's go to the game. But before we do, we'll do a quick recapitulation of what has happened in the last 2 years of the campaign. Because it's all going to be relevant. I'm not even joking. We're doing this.
All right, I'm ready.
Oh, here come the 100 D20s. So,
There weren't any crit failures. That's probably a good sign. Oh,
there's 1, 2,
there's
3.
2. There's 4.
4, but good counting. So, the campaign started for these characters at level 1 in a place called Eridor, on the edge of the Jadewood Forest, a sort of blurring between the material plane and the Fey realms. They quickly found themselves embroiled in a conflict between the industrious nation of Eridor, who was delving ever further into the forests, taking more and more of the valuable resources there.
What just happened?
He went Holly.
I missed it. I was that into Holly that I missed it.
Oh.
Interrupt. I saw something on Discord.
Yeah, I saw the same thing.
Listen again.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry, keep going.
I see it now. All right. Well, that can't be said per the terms of service agreement on Twitch. So, the party found themselves in Eridor, and was forced to walk the fine line between helping the Eridor government push further into Jadewood Forest, or allying with the forces of nature and the forest itself against them. When the battle lines were finally drawn, the party fell somewhat reluctantly with protecting the prince at the time of Eridor, and pushing forward to ensure that his reign was able to come to fruition,
And
defending
boy, was
him
that
from
a
an
mistake.
assassination attempt. They were then sent by the prince on a mission of diplomacy to supposedly broker peace with the Empress of the Twilight Grove, Velivariel. However, once they were sent into the Feywild, they determined that the letter they had been instructed to give her was actually basically a declaration of war, and that the party had been duped. And they had to fight their way back out of the Feywild at the cost of many, many Fey creatures' lives, some of whom were arguably not deserving. And at which point they met a creature that lorded over a pool of prophecy called the Fractured Pools. One of the party members lost themselves into this area and became enraptured with the sort of transient nature of the pools themselves to kind of bend and view time through all different ways. And so that character exited the game. When they returned from the Feywild, all was not well. 7 years had passed in the span of only several days for the players, and they found themselves in a barren wasteland of a country beset with undead armies, to find out that the ruler that they had protected from assassination not but weeks prior in their time, indeed had risen to become a necromantic king with ambitions of becoming a lich. King Torin, the Lich King who now presides over Eredor, was successful. Despite attempts at rebellion and revolution from the party, ultimately, a betrayal by one of the party members sealed the deal, sentencing almost all of their allies to death in a futile struggle in the Battle of the End, while the rest of the party was trapped in one of King Torin's prisons. The party then narrowly escaped to lick their wounds and find some hope of redemption for the horror that they had brought upon this land. Tonight, we return to Eredor, hopefully, for the first time since they left. Their last memories of Eredor are a land in ruin, destroyed, burying their friends and those they called allies, those they fought alongside, and that lingering pain of the betrayal of Kindra, who, in order to save herself, sold them out, leading them into a trap. Have the binds of the party been reconnected strong enough? Will there be another betrayal on the soils of Eredor? Can the new blood to the party help in a way that the previous characters could not? Let us dive back into the game to see what awaits us on the shores of Eredor. You find yourself in the neighboring isle, Horizon Island. The ship that you took here through a passage in the sea, guarded by a nefarious kraken creature, did so much damage to the ship that it needs to be repaired. But repairs are well underway, and you found yourself, in the meantime, doing some work for Ophix, the captain of the ship who brought you here, sending you to entreat with a creature, a sphinx, to see if their settlement on the island would be met with any hostility. Having proven yourself worthy, you were given 3 prophecies by the Sphinx, omens of things to come. The first of which, life and death will merge, making a mockery of the gods. The Lich King of Eredor's lust for power will not be what destroys the world, though he will try. The wrathful hubris of the gods will exact a balancing vengeance against mortal kind, for they do not share their mountain. Second prophecy, a mortal plays naively at the games of gods. The Shadow Witch, the one who had become embroiled in the Fey fractured pool, has woven too tightly her connections through the worlds, and Torin will use her to unravel those boundaries. And the last references one of those betrayed allies. The champion of the Feywild now turns to a tool of rage and torment free across the countryside. The Fey realm itself is incarnate, unfocused rage. Its champion bound to the land, only now a slave to feral vengeance. The tormented soul refused obliteration, but while split from their compassion, can never be reborn. Only reunited may we have a chance to do that. So, with those words fresh in your minds, you've exited the Sphinx's lair, made your way back to the main camp to find the ship repairs well underway, and those who traveled here with you diligently working. What would you like to do? All right, good session.
So how are we getting to the mainland?
Question
Okay.
1 would be, how long is this ship gonna take to be a ship again?
You are given a day and a half. It is now the better part of a day, sort of evening. And you do see, sort of as the sun was setting, you do recall a dark cloud swirling, was gathering over the northwestern coast of Eridor.
I'm just not confident in our ability to get over to Eridor without a ship. So I'm not sure if we have much of a choice, but unless anybody else has any other
Well,
brilliant
I
ideas.
have a way we could try and get there, if it still works.
What's that?
What would that be?
Hold on one moment while I look at my magical brain to identify
know
the
what that
exact
means.
properties of the spell that I'm about to try and cast.
Are you
I'm
gonna
gonna-
banish
Are you-
us all?
Are you going to tell us what spell you're casting, or are you just gonna cast it?
I'm gonna keep filling time while my magical brain works up the required energy in order to tell me the details of the spell that I'm about to cast, which is at 5th level and probably requires a couple of components, and is recalculating splines as it loads little by little onto
What is
the
happening?
screen that is usually in my brain.
Kendra is loading. Little bar.
And I'm now
He's
clicking
running
the
Vista.
spell.
We're screwed.
Oh, okay.
So there's a teleportation circle. Do we know of? Do we think it still works?
Didn't we actively
We
destroy that?
broke it. We broke it.
We made the choice to actively destroy it, like, literally real time, like a year ago.
What's real time? Just our time?
Yes, very real time. And it's funny, Tebron's so adamant about him destroying it.
Considering the fact
It
that he
must
wasn't
be that
there
We told the story so well.
so many times.
Yeah. Yeah, we destroyed it.
Well, give me a long moment while I put all this information back into my brain that's loading little by little onto the...
DM question, which I'm sure you've already told us, but how far is this island from the mainland, Eridor?
It's probably 6 to 8 hours of sailing.
Of sailing. What about walking time?
I don't want to walk.
I'm just curious.
It would likely, traveling at like a normal traveling speed over flat terrain, it would probably take you day and a half.
Okay.
Day,
Which is the
somewhere in
same.
there.
So,
as
which is
us
the same as
waiting
waiting
and
for
then
the
taking- yeah.
sails.
And also that way we don't have to walk on the water over the weird Feywild ocean.
It was just exploring options. Or
Can we consider them explored?
yeah. rolling them out? Sorry.
I just, loading them up on the screens of our minds.
Yes.
How long does it take for us to leapfrog one over another?
About a day and a half.
Did we get from our previous dealings with Ophix and her two friends? Had they been working with Arisha, or the Shadow Witch, if you will?
That did seem to be.
We haven't
The
outright
implication?
asked her.
We haven't.
Might
I'm not
be worth
certain she'd answer.
exploring while we wait.
Yeah, 'cause the other thing we haven't addressed either is the fact that Orisha actively gave us a fake staff.
Oh, they definitely were working together because Arisha gave.
She gave the
other-
real staff to them. And they were
Right.
working with the bird thing that was working with Torn.
Oh, fuck! Right.
Which brings me to my next thought in my head. You know how when you told me I was feeling a bit murderish?
Right.
Yes.
Go on.
Wait, can I look around? There's no crew members within earshot or
No,
Ophix.
they're all working on the ship right now.
Okay.
Is Akira talking to the DM out loud?
No, I'm talking to all of you out loud.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it seemed like you were asking a DM question and then you were asking about whether there were people around.
Well, then I was like, wait a second, hold on. Is it just us here? Okay, it is. So I'm feeling like we just don't need her anymore, Ophix. And I feel like I should balance some things.
Akira, just really fast. Is this a sword thing?
Yes.
Okay. Again,
Bad
I support
idea.
you in most of your actions, but perhaps we don't. When the sword tells us to murder people,
But it's not.
we don't.
It told me to take my time. And but
So it wants you to torture her.
no.
Yeah.
No. You're
Go on.
misunderstanding.
Akira,
All right.
if you're taking your time, that's just called being a serial killer.
No, you're misunderstanding.
Go on.
Okay. So you've all seen what she does, right? She
Magic.
sucks the life out of other people.
I did
That's
that
not
once.
normal. That's not normal, Kendra. And it's not right. And it's totally unbalanced. And I don't like her. And
Don't
like
most people.
Akira, as much as you might say it's wrong, it seemed that everybody gave themselves to her willingly to drain, right?
I
So
don't
if it-
think that they knew what they were getting themselves into.
It seemed like at least some of them did.
Well, we can't really
If
ask the
you- if
people
you-
that she's killed, but
if your sword says it's okay to wait, then why don't we wait until she does something directly
don't-
hostile to us?
Or forever.
well,
forever.
No, what she's doing is wrong.
There are lots of people in the world that are doing lots of things that
We've
aren't
done
great.
plenty of things that are wrong.
And we're trying to right them. I
Right,
think-
know she's
I have a thought.
So doing a wrong thing because there's another wrong thing doesn't make that wrong, the first wrong thing, right.
It's true. I've been there.
I'm no moral expert, but
Sure
I'm
not.
pretty sure that's how it works.
It is.
Whoa, who's the clerics around here, huh?
Sure as fuck
I-
isn't me.
Look, I've got to be real with you, Roswell. I was all for clerics, and then I saw a chicken worshipping a god killing our friend.
Yeah, no, it's put some doubt in my heart as well. But you know what? People worship or pledge themselves to really bad things. So some people make mistakes, don't they? They made a mistake. I don't necessarily know if I'm on team a swordy stab kill Ophix.
I mean, well,
shh.
okay, I'll let you finish.
However, I do think it is worth trying to talk to her about Arisha's plans because we got this really weird prophecy and I think we've got an opportunity here to maybe find out more yeah.
My sword did tell me that once I was comfortable with balancing things, the things would become more clear. So I just feel, I don't know, but you know how I like to get things, information, like I can't not agree to that.
Oh, in my experience, yes, doing questionable things does get easier the more you do it.
Well,
It's just that
no.
usually I try to keep the questionable things to like theft as opposed to cold-blooded murder.
Bosley,
Yeah.
could, could we sail this ship on our own?
Yep, that was the deal.
It's going to be his boat anyway.
Right.
Yeah, and you ain't gonna interrupt the repairs now by doing something silly.
Oh
we're
no, I would never do that. I mean, I wasn't saying that, hey, I'm gonna go over there and like do her right now. I'm
It
just
felt like that's exactly what you were saying.
That's exactly what it sounded like.
no,
That's sort of what it sounds
no.
like.
I'm just saying that like she's not really useful anymore. And we got where we wanted to be, and like soon.
I got,
No.
I got no sword.
Maybe
Akira
before we
knew what to
leave.
do.
Akira, under no circumstance will I be part of killing somebody
You don't
or
have
planning
to
to kill somebody. That's fine. If you think you can handle her by yourself, I encourage that. But you're probably gonna be dead. So you need all of us to help you. Because she nearly fucking blew a kraken into 9 million little bits. And you're not a kraken. You're a little dragon thing with a sword. Is
You
that
don't.
racist? I think that was racist.
God. I mean, she could be she's very powerful, and at the moment, at least marginally, nominally, not our enemy. So
As far as I know, Arisha isn't our enemy. She's just being used, right?
Right,
Which means
and
I
that-
that
don't know where
Ophix-
my sister stands.
Which means that
I've-
Ophix isn't necessarily an enemy either, unless we make her an enemy. And I feel
Well,
like
I've
making
made
an
her an
enemy of
enemy.
everybody has been our failing in the past.
She's my enemy.
Everybody's your enemy.
Not everybody. You're not my enemy. Surprisingly.
We're touched by.
Don't give the DM any ideas.
Does Kendra count as unbalanced?
I'm pretty balanced. I'm just
So
balanced towards.
I don't got no sword,
Chaos.
and I don't got no god to guide my light. I got a loose code I follow, but so let me understand. The sword says to you only, by the way.
Convenient.
Who's worthy of being stabbed based on its perception of balance, right? And you said inside your sword is a god?
Well,
Some sort of demigod or god, like a divine
no, not a demigod.
being?
Not a demigod. He is a god, and he forged the sword, and he knows things that we don't know.
I'm not asking his capabilities. I'm just asking his status is some sort of divinity. Yeah.
Yes,
But you're a cleric of this other divinity.
but they're kind of aligned.
Are you sure? Because it feels like you're listening to one god, like in place of.
No, because I asked my goddess how if I should trust it. I can talk to her some more. I think it'd make everyone feel better if I did. Maybe I
Yeah.
will tonight.
But here's the thing, Akira, I don't want to diminish your deal, right? But I think there are bigger picture things at hand. We need to stamp down the murder until
But-
we figure out some stuff that's going on.
I just don't want to miss the opportunity.
The murder.
So here's the thing. I bet you there's hundreds of people that sword will glow around.
Yes,
Are you
but
gonna
she's like a-
Are you gonna spend the rest of your life going around hunting like a serial killer? Anyone that's unbalanced? What's to stop you? This is really weird. You can do this after we get the lich, not before.
Never.
Or never. I like the never option.
I like the never option either, but I don't think we're gonna get never in this deal.
Well, yeah, how can you just like let this person going around just like doing whatever she wants, like she's some sort of god.
Oh my God! Can you say this in a mirror? Can you say this in a mirror?
Doesn't this remind you of us all the time? We just sort of do shit, right? We don't care what happens to other people.
That's not
mostly.
true. We're here. We're trying to right a wrong.
So
Right?
as you guys are all talking, you do hear the crunching of footsteps
Oh.
coming, and
Crunching!
and a small rotund man with circular spectacles, Sir Edmund Cainsley, sort of very slowly makes his way towards your conversation. Just sort of crunching on something.
Well, hello, Cainsley.
Fuck. We'll continue this later.
Continue what? No, don't let me interrupt anything.
You already
Feel
have,
free.
so
Well, perhaps I can offer some counsel as a neutral third party.
I can't imagine that this would be advice that would help our case.
To be honest with you, it could be interesting to hear what he says.
you know what? I actually had like wanted to talk. I don't know. I don't know.
I would love to hear what you had to say, Cainsley. Surprisingly.
Okay.
Well, you all seem to be in quite a huff, and as you are going to have to be protecting me through the upcoming weeks or so, I'd like you all to be more of a team unit.
A tunit.
Are we going
If
to
you
do
will.
team builders and trust falls?
Trust us.
So, Akira has a sword.
No, huh? Who? What?
Yes, I'm telling him.
No,
It'll be interesting to hear what he has to say.
no. Okay. Wait before you ask any questions here. Okay, just a second.
Akira,
Cainsley.
if you're
No!
so really quickly, Akira, if you're so right, and this is such a morally good thing to do, why would you want to keep it from anybody?
I don't know this person. Just chill out for a second.
We met earlier in
Yes, I know, but I don't really know you. But I am curious.
Does anybody
What?
really know anybody else?
Exactly. What is your opinion of Ophix? How do you feel about her? Have you picked up any strange vibes, or do you think that her power is weird or strange in any way? Just what are your thoughts?
Well, blood magic is a bit macabre for my tastes, but the overall premise seems logical. However, I don't think there's a consistency that I've seen in other magical endeavors. There's always some sort of balance to it all that seems to make sense. And for Ophix, she's figured out how to break, miraculously so, one of those fundamental laws of how things work, and she can't be doing it alone. Or perhaps she can. She's quite extraordinary. But from what I've learned, the meddling of otherworldly beings is usually at play in creation of, well, I mean, Kendra can tell you, she wouldn't be half as powerful as she was now if she didn't go around cavorting with, well, Lord knows what she's cavorted with since, but, I digress. The point I'm trying to make here is that don't look towards the person to find the source of their power. Look behind the person, or perhaps their motives.
I've tried that. You know, I went to the library and I researched about it, but she seems to be like, I can't figure out her past, you know?
I have a...
Akira, go on.
Do you remember a long time ago when we were looking through the books in the Hornsby estate, and we came, and I feel like we found out some stuff about, was it Orcus?
It is
I
worth
don't-
noting that Akira wasn't there.
Yeah, I don't know
No,
the
no, no,
one.
no. I know. I'm talking. Oh my God, Kendra. I'm talking to Kendra. You were the
Oh.
only one there. Oh no,
Hi.
Tebron, you were. No,
I
you
was
weren't
there.
there.
Or was it Risha?
Oh, sorry.
It
No,
wasn't
you're
this,
right.
Was it the first estate visit or the second one?
First.
I think
First
it was
one.
the second one.
I think
Because
it was
that
the
was when
second
the
one.
Blood of
Yes.
Orcus came into play, which means it was Tebron.
Cautionary tale on putting time travel into your campaigns.
Also in playing two
At
different
least-
characters.
At least we skipped some time and not like back and forth. We just kind of time
I could bring out my Ellie notes.
Yeah. I
No,
don't-
this was
we were-
Holly also
I
wasn't
wasn't
there.
there? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Neither Holly nor Akira was there.
but it was Orcus, correct?
It was Orcus.
Okay.
It was one element. I mean, I don't know specifically what you're pointing at right now. Like,
Well,
out of
I guess
character.
If we're talking about, so Roswell's thinking about what Kainsley's saying about the power behind something, like,
Mhm.
is it, does this match up with what I might know, like, because Orcus also had a tie to,
Torin.
Torin. Thank you. Oh my God, why did
I was under the impression that that was resolved at the end of the previous Eridor arc, which I don't think is something that Casey is going to confirm or deny for us. But my memory was that the blood of Orcus, which was like, that was one of the threads of that Feywild, like when we were actually there, like we went to the site where they dug up the blood of Orcus, right? And the Drow were also after the blood of Orcus. And it was something Torin was using to fuel his lich thing.
Yeah.
It was part of his ritual. You are correct, and you remember.
And I kind of presumed it was like he was using it to raise the army, and then he used it to become a lich. And I was under the impression that that kind of used it up.
My understanding of devils and demons, everything that's going on is a little too orderly to be an Orcus thing. The whole cycle, like, I don't think Orcus does cycles. I think it's just, wake up, do a bit of evil, maybe just more evil.
Okay.
Grab
So
brunch. Do a bit of evil.
All right, but on a similar thread, though, based on what, like, I guess, going back to this greater power, or like, is there other types of other godly beings that would be reminiscent of, or would fit the profile of how Ophix is acting, like tenets or magic or anything like that?
It's to do with Orisha. Like the whole Shadowfell thing.
Can I just do a religion check to check this, though? Because I don't necessarily want to go down the rabbit hole. I just feel like I need to
a religion check for
close
me,
off
then.
that part of the
Out of character speaking, like as a player, my impression of what we have seen of Ophix so far is that her powers are linked to the wish spell. Because there would be right. We've seen Orisha cast, right, and
Yeah.
Orisha always has thematically elements of shadow attached to her, and we haven't seen that with Ophix.
Yeah, but we know Ophix could do this kind of thing before this wish spell even happened, because that's how everybody died.
We knew she could do blood magic,
The whole
but I
sucking
think that lots of
people's
people.
juice.
I think anybody could do blood magic. I think the difference here is that she is doing.
That's in the brochure.
She's doing it on an
And you.
unprecedented level.
So, based on your 9 religion check,
not great.
so this was, is there some religious tie to the pattern of what Ophix is doing?
Yeah.
No, you don't see any connection to any religion whatsoever. It doesn't seem to be religious based.
Okay. I just wanted to shut that logic like, you know what I mean? Like, okay.
I mean,
So Kainsley, do you have any? So there's power. So somebody pulling Ophix strings, then, if you will, or giving her more power.
She seems to be the one pulling the strings herself, does she not? But she seems quite contented here. As if she's reached some sort of turning
Reward?
point or pivotal accomplishment.
What do you know of the old gods? Because I feel like maybe she's being manipulated or something, or has tied to an old god.
The old gods are even further than a distant memory for most. They are perhaps the great-grandparents of the current pantheon as people view them. They weren't too fond of the way the world was, and so they sought to change it. And ushered in the era of us all, mortal kind. And thus, out with the old, in with the us, and, we, are here still, so it seems like a reasonably good job, but, any creature that was part of that old regime was, either exterminated or chased off.
So you don't feel like maybe she's trying to bring that back? Because
Why would the old gods want to bring that back?
not the, well, maybe she wants the old god back. She doesn't like the gods. I get a feeling, that
I do agree with you there. I would say, though, that she wouldn't be in league with the old gods if she wanted what was back before. I mean, it was uncivilized wildness. It was a time of feral creatures and horrible abominations and dragons flying about, just ruling over everything.
So why is she here then? How did you and her become in contact?
Well, I was seeking passage through, let's say, my usual channels, and her name came up. Our interests aligned. There was no real need to grease the wheels of progress, and when I mentioned that I might have others, and she inquired, she became very eager to take on this proposition, as if it bolstered some other deal she had already made.
Sorry, but what exactly was it that you were offering her?
A fairly large sum of money, and
Aside from that, I mean, what was she helping you with specifically that seemed to align with whatever other contracts she had? Just going to Eridor?
bringing you along.
Specifically bringing us along?
Yes, and
Brilliant. Love
whatever you may be carrying.
it. Great.
Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. Mm-hmm.
She must have some other move here. Why would you move to the far side of an island, controlled by a force of evil, if you could not guarantee your safety somehow?
It looks like she's settling in for a while.
Do we think it's possible that the reason she's here is because she's hoping that this will go well for Mr. Torin, so that her friends will possibly come back to life? Because the whole death-life thing will be, a bit wibbly-wobbly.
And who are her friends?
Whoever she drained to cast her wish spell however many years ago.
Are they not in the ocean?
Not those ones, I mean the ones before. I don't know how it works. I don't regularly summon things back from the dead.
I mean, it's certainly, I suppose it's possible. I also, Ophix does not strike me as someone who is overly given to, emotion. And I think that she has a larger plan here. And while I'm certainly we are all susceptible to the occasional moment of weakness, I think that it's much more likely that she thinks that this feeds into some sort of larger plan, and she's mercenary enough that I don't think that a creature like Torin ruling is going to be something that appeals to her. She prefers freedom.
These are all very intriguing questions. I would recommend, if you think she's going to be a danger to us, to perhaps nipping that in the bud before it comes to wield its ugly head, because we can't have an enemy at our backs while we dive into battle.
Oh, now Akira's looking to you.
No.
So now you like Mr. Cainsley, huh? No.
You're getting out of hand here, okay?
That's like Kendra's foremost talent.
I've never been in hand. I'm
That's
allergic.
true.
To have Kendra in hand.
One more question for you, Mr. Cainsley. Do you know anything about what she was carrying on the ship besides her furniture? We were told not to snoop around. I'm just curious, did you snoop around?
Well, make a persuasion roll.
Oh, okay.
I suppose I can assist in this in
Persuasion.
any way.
This is very scientific-like. 9.
Um, if I did, perhaps take an interest into what our other traveling materials were, it might be dangerous for me to reveal that at this time for me.
Yeah, dangerous for you.
Sir Kingsley, surely we've traveled together for long enough for you to know what we're capable of, and to know that, at least in a general sense, we're on the same side. We're not going to let anybody stick anything in you.
Come on.
That doesn't...
We've been together long enough. Perhaps.
At the very least, you know that Kendra is on your side. She has very, very consistently been on your side. And I tend to be on whoever's side Kendra is on.
I was at one point on Torrance.
I think Kendra is only on Kendra's side, and as long as that aligns with whatever side you're on, then you're on her side as well. Let us not mistake people's motives and natural tendencies here. To do so would be foolhardy. Needless to say, she's bringing materials that are going to allow her to settle on this island. But there's also a fair bit of arcane paraphernalia there, and a great deal of knowledge, information, historical things, very focused on the time that you were inquiring about.
You mean the incident 30 years ago with the wish spell?
The time of the old gods, sirs. Yes, the Drake-forged era. Tales of, specifically, all of the rulers at the time, the dragons themselves, their rise and, more specifically, their fall. Seems she's taken a bit of a fascination to the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's a crate of texts there, which I, perhaps may or may not have observed, in my time in the hold.
Oh my god, you just put the catnip out.
Books.
So, what if we got it... Do we know if Mishea was... Are all gods celestial?
They're dragons.
Generally
No,
speaking.
not dragons, gods.
Dragons are
Not-
dragons.
I'm talking about gods, not dragons.
Gods aren't dragons, usually.
Are gods also...
There are some god dragons, though.
Okay, so you know how I was saying that maybe Siora was the daughter of Mishea?
Were we? Because I was trying to
Well, no.
actively not say that. It makes me very
Well,
uncomfortable.
I said I, didn't I? Did I say we? I'm a
Yes,
die.
did we?
Okay. Well,
Wasn't
what
it
if
the daughter?
what if it was Ophix? Because that explains where the magics come from. It explains why she's fascinated with the old gods.
Mishea is not one of the old gods.
Mishea is not an old god.
I think that my impression, however much of it you want to give credence to, is that Ophix is a person who has spent a great deal of her life being underestimated and tossed aside, and that perhaps she sees something a little bit sympathetic in the story of the Drake-forged era and the dragons, and that this could just be as simple as the fact that she is trying to right a wrong on a cosmic level, in the hopes that perhaps it will make things better in general. It will make her feel better.
One thing I will perhaps recommend, which will likely set you all a tizzy, but it has worked for me in the past. If you like to see a creature's true nature, back it into a corner, and it will rear its ugly head. Otherwise, you won't get many answers. It's just candy and sweet talk. If you catch my drift.
Somebody have candy?
I do have these, toffee.
Oh no, my teeth can't handle that.
It's good. It's been in there for quite a while. I'll put it back.
But you said you brought a collection of books with you?
Ofix did.
Oh.
I have several texts with me, yes, but they're all of my own writing. For my compendium, I'm assembling a bestiary.
Oh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Any particular reason why, or just?
I'm fascinated with combining creatures in horrific and macabre ways.
At least he's honest about it now.
Is my sword glowing near him? Okay. Okay, well, I guess to each their own.
This is an important thing to note, Akira. Your sword doesn't glow around people that are morally bad. It glows around people that are
Unbalanced.
morally right or wrong or otherwise. So when you're killing
Also,
people, it's
Didn't this sword lead to the death of a god?
it's important to note
Demigod.
it's important to note
No, a
that
regular god.
your sword isn't necessarily a fight for good, it's a fight for balance.
Yes.
It
Balance is necessary.
It was the cause of Mishaya's death.
Yes, because he should not have been a god.
He wasn't a god,
And yet
was a
he was
demigod.
not the one that died.
But I killed him, so he did die.
So,
Balance.
Balance does
Turns
take
around
time,
and
usually.
screams very quietly.
okay.
If you'd like, I can see if I can perhaps probe for some more answers. If you have something in particular that you're looking for, perhaps,
I don't know, meaning and direction in our lives.
I meant more about your captain.
Well,
Not my captain.
Her goal is what we're looking for. What does she want? Her motivation.
Have
I
you
would
tried
like to-
asking her?
I
Well-
haven't. I'm gonna go ask her.
Oh my.
it might lead. I don't. Well,
I'm going over to Ofix.
I'm following Kendra out of just sheer terror.
I'm not going over there because I might do something that I regret.
Very
So
wise.
I will continue to stay here and talk to Kingsley for a
Wait,
second.
before you leave, please do this after the ship is repaired, please.
The ship
I
should
didn't
be
go over
prepared
there.
any minute. Look,
Right.
I'm not gonna get certified with her, right?
We're just gonna talk. Right? We're just gonna talk.
I
we're
leave
gonna
my
use our words.
fireballs here. I don't
Yes,
take my
please.
fireballs, I
I'm
bring them with
asking
me.
only for a minute, 1 year and a minute. Just wait.
Okay. Well,
Can this wait till morning? So where some more progress has been made on, like, 'cause what time is it right now? Is it like
Early
late
evening.
day, early evening?
if we go to sleep now, yes.
Well, I want to do a little sewing and then I can go to bed. Thank you very much.
Well, can't that wait till No. Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to know what it is that she wished for. That's what I would like to know because
all of
it
these
drained
things
the
that she-
lives of 3 people. 3 people who are not even recorded.
I mean, I think that casting any wish spell in that matter would probably do the same.
Yes.
I just-
the,
It bends the fabric of reality.
the effect.
Therein lies your conflict in balance, and does explain a lot. I hadn't connected those dots, but if she was the practitioner of this wish magic, then perhaps she is not tied to any of these forces in which you speak, and is, as of currently, the one controlling her own motivations, which is a terrifying thought. Which makes her even more dangerous. The gods are predictable, as are devils and all of that, in that they follow a usual code of motivations and can be played and pitted against each other if your wit is strong and your will is apt to handle it. But a wild card such as that, who has their power but none of their political constraints, if you will, on a larger scheme, then That indeed is something quite dangerous.
I actually agree with you.
Well, of course you do. It makes a tremendous amount of sense.
It does.
Well, I'm glad we finally found an NPC that Akira likes.
I wouldn't say like, but I agree with. We can say that.
Well,
At least on this point, at least.
Okay, this field is getting narrower and narrower.
progress on the ship seems to be going well. Perhaps they'll even have it ready for the morning.
Right, so off to bed, everybody.
I agree. Bedtime. It's been a good talk.
Yes, this is quite good. I look forward to more of these chats.
If you discover anything that you wish to share with me, I'm just over there, and I'll point to where we're making camp, or we've already made camp, or where we're at.
I too am over there as well.
Okay. If I think of anything, just come for a visit.
We say goodbye and then awkwardly walk silently alongside each other back to camp.
So, around 6 or 7, the sun has finally set. Although over off in the western sky has been dark for quite some time now and remains dark. You can't see stars over in that area.
That's bad.
Anyone
just
before bedtime need to commune, phone home,
I also
atone for your sins?
No, those are fine.
All right.
Tevrin likes them.
All right, we'll start with Cookie.
Okay. I was just working on my third question, but okay. So yes, I do want to make sure I get my ride.
That's all the time we have.
Yeah. Ooh. So I am gonna find a quiet spot, kind of, looking to make sure no one's really around. And begin to pull out my threads, start to sew some images of the sea and the islands, like kind of doing some, if you were like, think of the old maps that had the dragon on them or whatnot, but it's a kraken, trying to, do that story path thing. And I would like to commune with Istus. Hey there.
Hey there, Istus. It's me.
Yeah. Learned a lot of different things about your followers, but I still think I picked the right way. Because, I don't know, I feel more powerful lately, and this is gonna work out. Sure, it's going to, because I'm gonna be here and I'm doing it, so it's gotta work out. And now I've got more power. So anyway, but there's still a lot of things to unravel. So I want to ask you some questions. So this Ofix person we're with, is she looking to undo her wish by what she's been, like, is that her end goal?
No.
No, okay. I didn't think so. Would her end make for an easier path to defeat Torin?
Unclear.
I could have predicted that one. Okay. Do you think Tabrin would be successful in trying to reason with Arisha to see that she's being manipulated?
Unclear.
No.
Ooh.
Okay. Thank you for your time. It's been a lovely visit. don't be afraid to help me out anytime you want in the future. Thank you. Ugh, okay. So, and she finishes up, and goes back to the beach campfire area. And looks for a moment to talk to Tebrin.
Tebrin, Roswell approaches you.
Okay.
Amazing!
Convenient!
Yeah.
It's almost like we camp in the same place. Yeah, Tebrin has probably, like, lounged out a bit by the fire and is drinking. Not heavily, but drinking from his flask.
So, what were your plans to try to reach out to your sister?
Well, I mean, fuck it. And you can see him just like thinking for a moment and then going through the components. I'm gonna cast sending. And I'm gonna cast sending to my sister. And I'm going to say, where are you, and are you able to meet with us?
All right, the spell goes through. And you wait sort of a suspenseful amount of time.
Like staring at his face.
Tebrin is like purposefully not making eye contact with you, but is like very nervously kind of just like fiddling with a dagger.
You do hear a reply. You hear screams of unbridled pain and agony. Blood curdling.
Tebrin flinches so badly that the knife actually falls and it hits him. Like you can see it like on its way down. It's like it's one of those like very sharp like drow made daggers that he's always carried, and it like slips. He's like in the middle of like flipping it over, and it slips from his hands and like badly cuts his hand on the way down, and kind of like.
Roswell, as this is all happening, you do notice that sort of right when Tebrin drops the dagger, you notice that out back, sort of out on the horizon, a sort of large flash of like kind of ball lightning just illuminates the sky for a moment.
I take his hand and cast Healing Word right away. So, what was that?
She's gonna die without me ever having a chance to actually say anything to her.
I don't know if it would have mattered.
That's so fucking perfect, isn't it? I missed my chance. She talked to the other one because of course she fucking did. That was the part of me that she wanted to fucking talk to, and that's the one that got to talk to her. And of course it fucking is. Of course I wasn't good enough.
But you were. Isn't that both you? Isn't that both what you've been saying? Isn't that what you've been saying this whole time? You're each other?
But does it matter what I think I am if nobody else sees it?
Well, you're here now. And we can't go back and change things. All we can do is move forward and try to help her.
I don't know where she is, but wherever she is she's in a great deal of pain.
Did you see that lightning on the horizon?
Mm.
It kind of happened at the same time. I think you were receiving your message back.
Tebrin stands up and like walks away, and as he's doing it, he's casting sending again to her. Just walking, says, please, I don't I don't want you to leave without me ever being able to talk to you. Please God, don't be gone.
And again, 10 or so seconds pass. Your heart's sort of racing, your hands cold and clammy with sweat. You kind of make it all the way down to the shoreline, sort of open beach, looking out across the waters, and you see the mountains just kind of framed in this very eerie last remnants of the twilight. And again, you hear the screaming punctuated in your head, lasting for a little bit longer this time. And in it, you hear a gasping, "Help me!" And you see another sort of flash of light. And as you do, kind of illuminates out over the landscape for a second. You see that which you... actually, you weren't there, so you don't see that. You do see out over in the sort of the northwestern corner of Eridor, you do see, it looks like this swirling mass of clouds. It looks like something is kind of very slowly, like molasses, like dark, beginning to pour down. And you just see this like very slow kind of formation of this almost swirling funnel, like a tornado forming, but in ultra slow motion, sort of silhouetted over in the top sort of upper portion of Eridor, back behind the mountains.
Okay. It just like completely transfixed by this and still like staring out over the water. He's going to cast one, because I have one more spell slot to do this with. He's going to cast it one more time, and he's going to say, I'm coming. I promise I won't leave you alone. And then he's going to turn on his heel and he's going to go find Ophix.
Okay. It's again met by the same sort of screaming sounds.
Okay.
Any chance we can wait till tomorrow out of character?
No, there really fucking
Don't wanna
isn't.
go as well? Ugh.
Sorry, folks.
I'm not gonna wait in the future then. Or I'll talk to her tomorrow still. It's fine.
Sorry, this is just... I do what my character would do.
I
Find an
follow
Ophix.
him.
Ophix is easy
Can I
enough
see
to
them going over there out of
to
curiosity?
find. It's not late, so you probably
And Tevrin
do.
isn't making like pains to
Okay,
hide
alright,
what he's
I'll come
doing or
up-
where he's going.
I'll come over as well then.
Ophix kind of sitting in the same area, kind of a little bit aloof from the camp. Again, no bedroll, no anything, just sort of a few things laid out. Has a book in front of her, and as she sees the three of you approaching, her eyes just sort of open a little bit. She sighs, kind of sits up from the rock she's leaning on, shuts the book, just sort of sits awaiting your approach. Is there something I can do for you?
And Tevrin just kind of marches up to her, kind of like face very cold, and says, "We need to go now.
Go where?
We need to leave. We need to go to Eridor now."
Well, unless you're a great swimmer, the ship won't be ready until perhaps late morning tomorrow.
Look, you worked with the Shadow Witch. She's useful to you in some way. That is about to be gone forever.
Her usefulness has gotten me this far, so, but is no longer needed as part of my plan.
What is your plan exactly? What are you...
Well, that's the thing about plans, is if you tell them to everyone, then they're much easier to foil. I did something for the Shadow Witch, and in turn she did something for me, and in turn put me in a position to make other arrangements.
And so you're going to throw away the fact that somebody that powerful can be useful to you again in the future?
Perhaps I can offer you a bit of advice in lieu of any sort of solace in a matter that I cannot resolve. If you're playing games and making plans, always climb up the ladder. And if you've climbed past a rung, it's no longer of use to you. I'm not paving the way for others to climb up behind me.
Tepard leans right down in her face, and he says, "Fucking bite me," and then turns on his heel and goes, just kind of stalks off.
Well, charming.
He seems not in the best mood. Any possibility that you could tell us what you did for her, since that's nothing to do with your plan?
Well, I delivered an object into your possession, which I'm sure you know was part of some plan she set in motion that arguably, I'm guessing, did not go entirely according to her plan, but here you all are anyway. I can only presume that you either have what she meant to take, or you have somehow secured its safety, or you would likely not be here.
Well, why was your partner working with the Nagpa?
Which partner?
A Dali.
I take jobs from whomever I see will further my aims. You have to, like I said, find out whoever the next rung is above you, and work so that they will cooperate so you can take another step higher.
So, can we then take this as to mean that you're going to work with Torin?
I don't mean to sully your quest, as I am not directly an adversary to you, but I have made arrangements such that my acquisition of this island will go untouched and unhindered, despite proximity to such places. There are certain things that even people of great power still want, and those are the type of things I tend to be very eager and able to provide. So I have, and here we are. Welcome to my island. What happens now, should you defeat Torin, is of no circumstance to me, as the island is mine, no longer sovereignty of Eredor, and I can do with it what I please. Should Eredor fall, and undoubtedly be taken over by the Dracoran Empire, perhaps I will have to reposition myself. But for the moment, I am safe to work uninterrupted on the island itself.
So, you won't oppose us if we went to kill Torin. That's not in your interest?
It's no secret that you're headed to Eredor to kill Torin. I can't say that everything I've done in the past several months will make your life any easier, but I'm not in direct opposition. I'm merely working tangentially from you. But from the looks of the sky there, what he has planned is already set in motion.
Absolutely. Okay, well, that was helpful to a degree, thank you. I need to go to bed now before I fall asleep.
Great.
Good night. And Kendra walks off.
Good night.
I ask one last question. It's kind of related, but not really. No, it's not related. That spell you did with the Kraken. What was it?
Which spell?
The last one. The final one.
It's a way to channel necrotic energy into destruction of creatures. It can be quite powerful.
What did that feel like?
The spell?
More the power part.
Power
I'm
is
not being I just genuinely want to know.
power is useful. It's seductive. But ultimately, the intent of the power flavors it. If the power serves your intent, it's delicious. If it simply exists for more mundane purposes, then it becomes bland. And I like to dine well on the power that I have accrued.
Sorry. Just trying to figure out maybe what my future's going to be like.
Well, you either use your power or it's taken from you.
I plan on using it. Good night.
Good night.
Walk away.
Pepperin has gone back to the beach where he was before and is just sitting on the sand staring out towards Eridor.
And long rest.
Akira.
And Akira.
I too would like to commune.
All right. Is this a sword commune or a...
Not a sword commune. It is a Athena commune.
All right.
So off by myself.
You have to call the switchboard. Everybody else can just go straight. They dial straight through. You have a switchboard now.
I'm gonna dial for number 1. Anyway. Exactly.
It's a pulse
for a
dial
minute,
rotary phone for those of you.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know. Anyway. So I'm feeling a bit conflicted, Athena. So my first question to you is, am I doing wrong by you by listening to the sword?
No.
That makes me feel a lot better. I truly and honestly am thankful for what you have given us mortals, and I am here to serve you. And I'm glad that you align with I want to say Vigilus, but that is not his name.
Viligus.
Viligus. I was very close. My second question is, we met with a Sphinx who told us 3 prophecies. And I can see why the first prophecy of the Lich King making a mockery out of you would enact you to restore balance. I agree with it. But my question is, the second prophecy, it says that a mortal plays at the games of gods. Is that Arisha?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, she's I met her once. Like, she's a little weird. But
Gets me right here.
so my third question would be, can Arisha be saved or helped?
Unclear.
Okay. Thank you for all that you give us and for your wisdom and knowledge. And I pray that you will guide me and us in trying to balance out what is unbalanced. And I'll leave it at that.
All right. As you finish, the sword sort of pulses warmly a little bit to get your attention, and you hear the voice of Viligus in your head. Child, if you seek to truly aid your friend, then do as I have instructed, and exact balancing vengeance on the creature who sold her across the sea.
Yes, master.
It's amazing.
Okay.
I completely agree. I think that now is the right time. I will wait. Is there anything I should know? You got any tips for me?
You got any hot murder tips?
You said that she is very astute, wise, knowing of what I plan to do. I want to be successful for you without dying.
Strike true. She may be beyond the reach of the blade's power.
That does have me a little worried that I won't be here to support my friends in our future endeavor of killing the Lich King. I want to be there for them, and if I fail, I can't be there for them in the way that this has me questioning my timing. But if you truly believe that now is the time, and this will help us in destroying Torin, I will go and do this.
Make ready your flight, for if your strike should fail, her wrath will find you.
Then I should wait till morning. And I'll just wait for him to talk to me some more.
Right. The sword kind of goes cold in your hand. Not like angrily, so just sort of accepting your calculated nature.
Okay. Well, that was interesting. Communing with Athena, and then I'm just muttering to myself as I'm walking back to the camp.
So,
Tebrid will back your play now. We would already be in rounds if Tebrid hadn't walked away before she said that. Just throwing that out there.
I'm not. Yeah. I'm waiting till morning. I'm gonna go to bed.
Because Tebrid doesn't know any of this because he walked away. And so if nobody's doing anything else, Tebrid is literally just going to spend the entire night sitting on the stands, staring out towards Eridor, and will probably eventually, out of sheer exhaustion, just like keel over and fall asleep. But
That's not what keel over means. What?
Well, with that lovely description of forced sleepage, we can say that a long rest is achieved as we awake in the morning to the sounds of hammering and work being done on the ship, as it seems they have started perhaps earlier than they did the previous day. And you see that probably about a half to 2/3 of the things that they offloaded the ship are also moved elsewhere. They're no longer in view. But toil continues.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to go ahead and do a little inspection, make sure that the ship is available for shipping purposes.
Need a shipping ship to ship the shipping ships.
I ship that.
Yeah.
So.
Easy enough. I mean, you're welcome to go on board and have a look around. Are you looking for anything in particular, or
just to see worthiness of it all and making sure there's no surprises? Like, oh look, they left a little explosive booby trap because, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, so walking your way through, why don't you make me an, I guess, investigation roll, but you can add your ship, land vehicle, or water vehicle's proficiency, which is, I guess, just your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so my investigation is, so if I just click the button, it gives me my proficiency bonus. I'll do it that way.
Excellent.
It was a really good roll. 22, it was only +4, so.
Yeah. So going through the repairs look like they've been sort of done both slightly magically and through just the normal kind of hard work. You can definitely see where the damage is like patched over, so it's not like good as new, but you wouldn't expect it to be able to do that unless you were in a shipyard. It looks to your eyes to be done by skilled hands and is likely seaworthy. You'll notice also too, going around, that in the front of the ship, the figurehead has been taken off, but that in no way sort of structurally diminishes the kind of reinforced front of the hull. There are a few other places where rigging was damaged in the fire and all of that. It looks like that has been replaced as best it can. They also have left some amount of stores on the ship so that there is not probably the most delicious or edible of food. Well, it's edible, but sort of like things like hardtack and other sort of salted dried meats are loaded on. So it's not, you're not being sent out completely bare for that. And they haven't, it doesn't look like they've, They haven't completely stripped the ship bare either. It's not like they took everything they needed and put it on. So you weren't, you don't feel that in any way you like got less than you bargained for and you're trying to be worked over. In fact, it's kind of the opposite. They're doing everything they can to keep you happy.
Excellent. Then I will whistle a tune as I walk around the ship, and I make sure that I make enough rounds for every time I'm on the beach side of the ship. I'll look at like, why aren't we going to everybody? And yeah.
I mean, Tebron is
here.
up and
Let's
looks
go.
just as eager to be going as anybody else.
But before you do,
Just a sec. I need to do some murder.
well, actually,
Which I support.
I would like to speak with Tebron, Tebron specifically, but if Roswell's around too, I'm gonna grab Roswell.
Great. Oh,
Because-
let's go.
Oh,
Station wagon.
no.
The
I'll be
station
with
wagon's
Walter, man.
pulling away.
So Tebron, last night I did some communing with Athena, and you know how the Sphinx told us that prophecy about a mortal playing with.
Yes, that's my sister.
Yes, she did confirm that for me.
Yes, I mean, I feel like I had the information to make that leap of logic, but I guess it's...
Well, I just, just
Yep, that's great. Tebron is also, like, he is visibly distracted, also. and is like Ansel like doing like I'm sure he picked up a little bit while we were sailing, but like so he doesn't necessarily know what he's doing, but he is trying to get like everything like working so we can get going.
Well, I also
Have to
did
come behind. No, not there.
It's literally Temperate doing things and Wolseley having to go behind and fix the things he's doing.
and I'm following, just like trying to have a conversation with you. So,
I'll
and
respect
looking
that
back
just
at
by going like this when it's wrong.
and just like looking back at Roswell because like I'm talking about communing, and then oh wait, where's Ophic? She's not here. Okay, cool. So and then like I had some other communing going on, and I feel like
Make
now
it sound like dirty.
well, it's not dirty. It's just not approved by everyone. So I don't know. I guess it's
Sometimes that makes it better.
The
dirty.
body's a natural thing. If you like, it's fine. All right, keep going.
That's not what I was. Okay. Anyway, so well, you know, my friend the sword kind of like said that now's the time, and like I agree, and
Right.
I just really don't want to do anything to piss you guys off, but like I really
I'm
wanted.
really more concerned about trying to get over there where my sister is. That's not really so like your sword murder's not really ranking high on my to-do list right now.
Yeah, but like I feel like now's the time because like you told me to, and I want to do it.
Akira, we need to go.
I
My
agree.
sister's probably already dead.
I'm
But I
trying
would
to
at
help.
least like to fucking try.
I too would like to try. It's actually something I communed about with Athena. She said that it was unclear of whether or not I could help her, but I want to help her.
Great. Now I feel so much better. That's exactly
Well-
what I needed to hear. Great. Thank you.
I feel like this would help us.
How does delaying us leaving help us?
Okay, well I'm gonna go do it. So
Oh, good God.
What are they talking about?
I
Yeah.
I look at Roswell before I leave. So
And Temper is just like
Okay.
despairingly like looking between the ship and Roswell and Akira.
She's gonna fail.
Yeah, so we have to go fucking help her.
Or stop. What? Why? Help?
Or
Why
stop.
not stop?
Either way.
I cast hold person on Akira.
not necessary. I'm looking at you for approval.
Oh,
I
you
cast
haven't.
hold person
on,
with
hang
a
on.
disapproving gaze.
Hang on, you haven't walked away yet.
No, I'm just like wanting, but you're talking. Yeah.
Big picture here. This doesn't matter right now.
I feel like it'll help us.
It'll help you.
Well, maybe, but like I feel like it'll help us.
I can't control you. I don't want to control you.
You controlled that, Mom.
I'm like
But-
inching forward a little bit.
You do realize you're going to die.
That's my issue. Like
Akira. God damn it!
I really don't want to
I
die.
really don't want to die.
Well then,
Great.
why are you doing this?
Oh.
It seems right.
Oh, I'm so glad Casey gave you the sword.
It's just like the hammer all over again.
Damn that hammer. Anyway, it just really seems like the right time. I just
It's like the right time to go sailing.
look at this glow. I just you know what I mean?
So you do hear the voice as you kind of like draw the sword and kind of gesture to it. The voice again, in your mind, as they both sort of look suspiciously at you. Perhaps they would be more inclined to help if you told them the truth.
What truth? You have to be more specific.
The one you seek to annihilate for the cause of balance used another who made our list. But that one is of value to your friend, a sister. Vengeance is not a motive, but it can be a good way to procure allies for the greater struggle. Use his need for vengeance.
Are you saying that...
Is this out loud, by the way?
No.
No, I'm just genuinely curious. I'm not,
No,
Okay.
it's not. But are you saying that the thing that Ophix did was give Orisha to Torin?
You are an astute pupil.
Not really, but I'll get there eventually. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Okay. So, I was just given some information that might...
Tempered has, like, in the time that you were, like, staring enraptured at the sword, Tempered has gone back to, like, absentmindedly trying to get the ship ready to go.
Tebrin, Ophix gave Orisha to Torin.
And you see his face just go bone white with rage.
I think now's the time.
He loosens his sword in his sheath and comes up beside you. Sure.
Okay.
But we need to go.
Oh, there's time for murder now. I've
Yes.
decided.
Okay.
So-
So I'm walking away.
As you guys are leaving the ship, they are beginning the process of kind of getting the ship back into the water as the repairs are complete. You estimate it's probably only about an hour, 2 hours or so before the ship is floating happily in the harbor.
That's surely enough time to commit some murder.
Yeah.
I'll cast forward the anchor so that the progress of putting the ship into the water can continue.
Yeah.
But once it gets there, it'll only drift so far.
Yeah, and they have sort of timed it so that the tide is now kind of coming in. So, like,
Right.
if you don't hit this window, it will be another sort of 12 hours or so.
Tempered doesn't know anything about the ocean and does not understand what's going on. So, this is not factoring into Tempered's thought process.
Me
Temperance from
neither.
Arizona.
Tempered's Drow, Arizona.
Drowazona.
Okay. I guess me and Tavern are going to find Ophix again so she can huff and puff and then die.
I'm making
Oh no, let's be very clear. If it's just the two of us going, we're gonna fucking die.
Oh.
I'm making sarcastic remarks to Wolsey on the ship. I have no idea what's going on.
Was Roswell close enough to hear that?
She should have been. I was like trying
Yeah.
to get your attention. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I test like Tempered was hiding things.
Okay. I run over to Walsley and Kendra and say, "Hey, they're gonna go kill Alfix right now. So
We should go stop them immediately. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Do we stop them?
I don't know. I'm so
We should stop them.
confused.
This is bad. We shouldn't let them do a bad thing.
I'm glad this is the moment that Kendra decides to grow a moral compass.
Kendra has been morally consistently good for a while now. She says as she starts running
Minutes.
over.
All right, let's try to diffuse whatever the hell this is.
Oh
All
my
right.
god, Holly, stop! She's like dancing. This is like so.
Kira is very nervous and excited a little bit.
I always get excited before
A
murder.
little bit excitement. All right. So, what are you guys doing?
Where is Ofix?
Walking
right now?
hastily.
Ofix is currently sort of in the same place she's been for all of this, just on the other far side of the camp, overseeing things. She occasionally gets up and directs some stuff, but largely just sort of lounging.
Walking.
Am I caught up to them at all? Like, I don't know how far away they are.
Yeah, it's easy enough. They're not at full sprint, so...
You two shouldn't do this. This is a bad idea.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's an excellent idea.
No, it's a horrible idea. Please. I'm not gonna help you hurt her. I'm just gonna stop everyone
She
fighting.
killed my god's damn sister.
She hasn't killed anything yet. How do you know she's dead?
She gave Arisha to Torin.
She traveled with you.
Wait, who? Yes.
She was your friend.
Right. How do you know she's dead?
I guess technically I don't, but
Okay, so you're wasting time where you could be saving her from whatever trouble she's in to attack somebody for vengeance. Don't you think that's bad? Don't you
I
think?
agree with. I
Don't you
agree.
think the good thing to do would be to go and save your sister by leaving right now? If you still hate her, 3 weeks from now we can come back and kill her next.
3 weeks from now. That's way entirely too long. And
You shut up.
no, I'm gonna keep walking.
You stop influencing Tevrin into doing a bad thing just because you think your bad thing's good. I've been there. It's never good.
If Torin was draining
What-
her
what's
for
more
something,
What's more
Then
important, vengeance or your sister?
She's being used. She's being used. She is being used.
I-
And I'm gonna keep walking.
Do you
Yeah,
value
we know.
vengeance over your sister? Is that what it is? Do you not love Arisha?
don't fucking turn that back on me.
Well, then we should get on the ship right now. If you really love
Trailer.
Arisha, you should go and save her. We should go and save her.
We do have about an hour though.
Surely that's enough. Can't we do both?
No. Well, yes, but we can come back for her later if we still feel that way. Making decisions when you're pissed off is the worst time.
Oh, 50 minutes to an hour. Is-
Let's go.
You could,
Back to the
you
ship.
could be a little less
Out of here.
rash. If you want to have a discussion, you don't have to rush.
I-
I mean, don't dilly-dally for an hour. I know how things get in teacups and whatever with alcohol.
I don't even know what you're saying anymore.
That sometimes we all get derailed with our weird conversations. But I'm also saying don't rush there without a plan against something that can, or about somebody who can go like this and a kraken loses a piece of it. Self.
I was just planning on stabbing her really hard.
Me too.
Oh. Don't do that.
Oh my god.
What are you doing?
I'm just gonna walk away, Tevra. I'm sorry. This is the time. I just
Temper is
feel
like
this is-
visibly like conflicted.
I grab Tebrin and I'm like, the longer we wait to do this deed, the longer Drailer suffers.
But she might know where.
And you will
exactly
never-
Who's Drailer?
Arisha, the
That's
Shadow
the
Witch.
name, apparently.
Oh,
She has a lot of names.
Some people like a lot of names.
You
It's a thing. She's a
Olfix
Jellicle
might know
cat.
exactly where that person is. Valuable information.
I'm so sorry. You know, this drow has 3 names, just like a Jellicle cat.
The first name is given and never too plain as what's in a name.
I'm so sorry.
The Drowlicle cat.
See, because the problem is that it's too true. And that now you've said it. And you've given it its full power. Which is the sort of power that nothing should be able to wield.
Exactly my point. No one should wield that power.
That's a Jellicle cat.
I think I broke Dora.
This is, well, I think this is a good spot for everyone to think about what we're about to do, and we will come back for the thrilling middle conclusion of, do we kill NPCs or not? With the realization that, in fact, drow are simply jellicle cats.
Oh, it's canon now.
We'll be back in a few minutes. Oh man. Oh man. We're back. We did it, despite the promise of being not entertaining. We are reading a potential combat map, an unexpected combat.
We are unexpectedly arriving in combat.
I can't back the word unexpected here. I think that was inevitable. Is a better way to.
I can only back the fact that I should have started making the map sooner. Oop. I can't get behind the fact that it's not. I don't know why it's not uploading. We're definitely probably not going to go into combat, though. It's fine. So. Oh, it did it. We're going to combat.
Is that the deciding factor?
Yes.
Whether or not we have a map, yeah. I don't know. I don't really know how this is going to go. I guess that's some of the fun of D&D. All right.
Well, Michaela can draw us another character in addition to Walsley then, huh?
All right.
No more libraries? What?
So, you will note that the vast majority of the... Well, actually, everybody but Ophix is currently on the ship, getting the ship ready for you to sail over to...
Well, that's good to know.
There, as part of the agreement. Oh, I understand why this is being obnoxious. Tokens do not belong on the map layer. Haha. That is where maps go. An unknown feature of Roll20. Don't put the tokens on the map layer. All right. So, before we potentially get into that, I just wanted to, have it ready. So, you all find yourself now on the beach, just away from the ship as it's slowly kind of working its way into the water itself. Sam seems to be progressing along, perhaps an hour until it is capable of being underway. And as you argue, getting more heated on the beach, you can see Ophix sort of look up over her book at you and just sort of roll her eyes and then sit back down. Cadesley also kind of back in that alcove seems to have caught that there is some clamor and commotion going. What would you guys like to do? You're probably about 100 or so feet from the camp itself. For no reason.
Do this. Bad idea. Nothing good about it. Morally bad. Strategically bad. There's nothing.
Morally fine.
It's just.
First of all.
No, not morally fine at all.
No, I think it's fine.
I can't
feeling
talk
good
about
about
balance anymore
It's
with
not.
you. I can't talk about balance.
It's not about. I don't give a shit. Balance is meaningless to me.
I have
don't
noticed.
care about balance. Balance means nothing. What
To
is,
you.
okay, what is the benefit of
I'm
balance?
not talking about
There
balance.
is no
to you.
benefit of balance. Don't do this.
Look, do you
All you're
want,
going to do is die.
Do you
If
want?
if you die, Torin lives and Torin wins. Is that what you want? You want Torin's side? Do you value balance more than you value Torin dying?
No, that's exactly what I'm trying to prevent. You heard the
So you're
prophecy
trying-
just as I did. You heard the prophecy just as I did. That
Yes.
Torin is going to make a mockery of the gods, triggering a balance from the gods to the mortals. I
Right.
don't want that. This is
Right.
in my alignment to stop that.
No,
Yes.
the opposite.
How is it the opposite?
Because by doing this, you're probably going to die, which means you can't stop Torin.
If you don't prevent me from doing this and help me,
So
I will
if
die.
I help you murder the people you want to murder, then everything will be fine, is what you're saying.
I'm saying that this is a good thing.
Yes, it would be a lot
accept
easier
this
if
is a
we were
good
all
thing.
equally murderous, because we wouldn't have these conversations. You're right. But that doesn't mean it's a good thing.
It is
If
a good thing.
If you feel so strongly about this, then you should be able to wait.
I don't see the point of waiting. We are here right now.
The point of waiting is that we're not 100% sure at the elements that are in play, specifically about the sword, about her, about what's going on the mainland. We don't know anything. We're just trying to kill her because the sword glowed and told it to. And Tebrin's doing
That's
it
not why-
because... Oh, hold on. I was getting to... And you're trying to kill her because you think she's killed your sister, who's still alive and is still savable, but you're here trying to kill her instead of saving your sister.
And as this conversation, like, you could also, like, halfway through that argument, you could see that Tebrin just, like, zoned out, and I imagine that Roswell still, like, kind of has him by the arm, and he just, like, looks down at her, and you can just see, like, the conflict playing out across his face. He's like, I don't know what to do.
Do you want us to deplete a lot of energy right now doing this, so that when we get to the shore of Eridor, I'm even worse for the wear? Do you?
No. But she...
Yeah, a
Knows
lot of people...
where- She knows where the 3 named woman is.
She gave Torrent.
So she
she
might know
gave.
the location we need to go.
I
So you're
doubt
saying
it.
kill her.
What
Yes.
I'm saying is go get her and extract that information.
Okay.
She's not going to give that to us freely. Okay,
So-
yes, we can
so you
go do
want to-
that. Let's go do that.
So you want to torture her, is what you're saying.
I'm not above it.
I think torture's always a bad thing.
It's proven not
Okay.
to work.
Exactly, Roswell.
Unless it's in fantasy. I
Look,
think this
this
is a bad idea,
This
and
is
we're
a horrible
delaying
idea. I
the
agree.
bigger path.
I completely agree.
Look what you've made us do. Kendra and I are on the same goddamn page. She hasn't made one comment about my height in like months.
You're
It's
huge
amazing.
on the inside. You're the biggest of all of us. That's sort of a compliment, I think.
I was going for tall. Usually people talk about tall. when
You're
compliment-
you're muscular. There's testosterone dripping off you like a donut.
Okay, well, now look what you've done.
Kendra, I don't know what I like, really,
But it's
but
not
it
that, right?
definitely wasn't that.
Okay, anyway. Look. We can come back for her. If it's that big of a deal, we can come back for her. Right?
This can be like a fun epilogue to,
A murder epilogue.
yeah, like we're gonna have like, big time energy. We have to shake off our defeat or our, defeat of Torin, and like, oh yeah, let's like,
Let's do a
it's
bit
like
of
it'll be
murder
the
after
cherry
everything
on top.
we've done.
Yeah.
Is the characters besides Tebrin aware that she admitted to having arrangements with the Lich?
I had arrangements with Lich.
Yeah, well, Wolsey doesn't
was
really
bad,
know
right?
all that much about that, but
I don't
was
know
that
who.
shared that-
I think it was shared at least between Akira, Tebrin, and Roswell. I think you
I
and
haven't heard it yet.
Kendra are elsewhere.
You mean the arrangement of giving?
she has an arrangement with
Arish.
the Lich. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. The one where she gave Arisha to Torin so that way she could have her island to herself.
Right.
That deal. That's what happened. She
I think
she
I also think it's easy enough to
traded-
pick that one up from context at this point.
Well, then my Wolsey, in his own terrible ways, like, look, even Cageley said, we don't know her intentions, but we do know that she treats with the enemy and gives away people's family members willy-nilly.
Right. We're
Murder.
risking
Yeah?
every...
And she's capable of destroying ancient monsters of the deep from a time gone by. So if
Right.
we
All
put
the
the
more reason-
sail on that horizon, what doesn't come out and destroy us? You don't think we're a loose end for that? I feel like that's a loose end. She doesn't look like she's ever had a loose end she hasn't tied off.
I don't
She's
know
very-
where she's going to be after this happens. I feel like we should take care of it now while we're here.
I don't think we get to walk away freely is what I'm saying. That's my boat. She gave it up way too easily. Way too easily.
I believe that she's a woman of her word, and when she makes a deal, she sticks to the deal. We made a deal for the boat. She doesn't need the boat anymore, so
Yes,
she
and that deal's
gave
over,
us
so
the
guess
boat.
what she can do? Clean
I
up
don't
and
like
tie
using
off
the word.
loose ends.
She could have killed us at any point, right?
Yeah, but the opportunity is best when we're all out, unable to defend ourselves.
I mean, we were just all asleep. That would have been the
Okay,
perfect time for
here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a decision about this right now because we cannot keep having this discussion just out on the beach.
True. She already knows what we're doing. So I go for now.
I'm pro murder.
Okay.
In this case,
That's
I'm
two.
against murder. If you're insistent on doing it, I'll help you, but I'm not gonna hurt her.
I think we need to go over what murder means.
Okay. Wellesley?
That's like half a yes.
I think it's too dangerous to be left alone.
Roswell.
I want to get to the bigger picture.
I don't know where to put my finger. But it would still be 3-2. So now.
I turn to Roswell. If things start looking bad, we need to get out of here as soon as possible. We'll get as many people out as we can. I'm pretty sure someone's gonna die, and it might not be her.
I know.
Cool.
I'm team life support.
All right, wait. Hold on, let me get my thing open. Do I have anything I can help with here?
Okay, so I guess we're doing this.
I'm gonna cast haste on Roswell.
Oh, I've got those boots.
Doesn't matter. You're hasted now.
You now
Okay.
you now have an extra action.
Oh, that's right.
Use that to keep them safe,
Okay,
or try to.
I'm gonna slap Death Ward on Tebren before he walks away.
All right.
Right in the
Tebren-
ass.
Tebren winks at you.
Good game.
No,
Attaboy.
it's not playful. I'm mad. I'm mad.
Tebren
Bad
still
game.
winks at you.
Oh, that reminds me. Time to fire.
Tebren just kind of shrugs and he's going to
You just killed the party right there with wild magic. We're gonna do this! Boom!
I'm not gonna lie. I don't want it to happen, but if it did, like, unreal.
I would have
I
to
mean,
end the
I'm not
episode. I would
entirely
be
confident.
laughing so hard.
I'm not entirely comfortable with the course of action that we are on right now, but it is what's happening. Like, as a player, like, I don't love this, but here we are.
Crazy that Kendra is now going to be the most
Yeah,
one
I
of the
know.
more morally reasonable people post this one.
Very close to
Turning
the
a
spot where
blind
she
eye
was
to
very
evil
immoral.
Isn't moral.
Kendra has grown from bad to good. You guys have grown from good to bad. It's just that's
It
balance.
was always about the same.
Alright.
He's maybe gotten a little bit worse.
You did rinse out the good at one point. I remember.
Yeah, I
that.
guess we did do that, didn't we?
Yep.
We reduced.
We did that. We reduced Tebren.
It's 90
Down to his
10,
bare
but let's get
essentials.
rid of that 10.
Yeah.
It's like that, you know that thing in Lilo and Stitch where it's like the drawing
No.
of Stitch with the red.
I
This
have
is
no
the amount
idea.
of bad you have right now.
Oh, I love, yeah. My bad's really high right now. Okay. I don't
That's weird that that
know how to
popped up.
strategize.
I'm literally just prepping everything. So that if something happens.
Strategy, Akira, is play to everyone's strength. So this one, pointing at Tevrin, should be somewhere in the forest coming from a weird direction. I don't know.
It's like to think off in the distance, Ofix is just watching this
Yeah,
weird fucking argument and she knows what's coming. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
We've lost the element of surprise too. Is my favorite part of all of this.
Yeah. Yeah. I can like confusion and I don't know. He could go off into the forest or something. I'm not good at strategy.
She can see me.
Right.
Don't you have something for that?
I guess I do. I could cast invisibility on myself.
Well then I'm just gonna,
But also, if I do that and I start flanking off to the side, Akira is running just like straight in.
I am going to walk up there and have my sword and shield out and
This is so good.
cast Spirit
so
Guardian.
This is so good.
This is the worst. This is the worst.
All right.
This is
This
the
is so
worst
bad.
possible way we could have done this.
I would like
Oh,
you all
someone's
to.
gonna die.
I would like you all to roll initiative.
Okay.
This is how the campaign ends.
This is so
This
dumb.
is it.
I can't believe we're doing this.
I can.
Wait a minute,
I
time
mean,
out,
it was
time
my
out.
fault, but I can't
Yes.
believe we're doing this.
Yes, it is.
I'm sorry, I'm playing to my character.
Oh wait, I didn't highlight nothing. Oh well.
Oh, I
That's a
don't.
good roll.
Oh wait, yeah.
Oh,
Hold on.
I
Yeah,
rolled
yeah.
0 on initiative.
Of course you did.
I did.
There's not a ton of level.
Wait. That's Kaisley.
Wait. Oh my god, he looks perfect.
There's not a. It's not quite as tropical as it looks, but
Wait, this is Ark. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
I told you. All right.
I'm gonna be over here.
Oh, there they are.
Hey, Dan, could you add me to the turn order? I didn't have my stuff.
How do I do that?
Right click, add to turn order.
Yes. Right click. Add turn. Yep, there we go.
Thank you.
I'm going to roll Ofix's initiative in this secretly. Because you don't know whether she is going to be surprised or not.
This music though.
I'm a little nervous.
Yikes.
This is gonna go.
Did you roll a 0 for initiative?
I did. Yeah. Perfect. I know.
Wellesley, what's your dexterity?
It's a stats, one of my ability scores.
Okay.
It's a weird question.
Yeah.
My dexterity is, of course, a 20, as I am a dex based.
Okay. All right. You're all standing on the beach. Things have been cast.
Did my spirit guardians go off, or was that a?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
In that pre, since you guys are preparing, you can all have like free rounds to do. But just keep in mind, all of you sitting around casting a bunch of spells, it's gonna look real suspicious.
That's not what Tabern's doing.
That
Tabern
was
got a death ward, which I will notate on my token.
You will say I have a spirit's guardian.
We're doing it. It's late. Too late. We're committed.
You're committed. You should be committed. Is kind of the point of all this.
Are you really gonna abandon Tabern to his demise?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
That was easy.
Fair.
All right. So everybody's cast their spells. So Spirit Guardians is what? 20 feet?
Good question.
It's
15 feet.
Let me
Beep.
get that up so we have it.
Doop, Do, 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 do. What are we, you press, what, F in chat for pay your respects?
Yep, have to pay respect.
F to pay your respects, guys. This is good times.
Oh, you're casting it at the higher level? Cool.
You've got an F or not. That's very ambivalent, Anon. Either you think they're all gonna die, or yeah, Shu gave you guys a definite F. Definite F.
Thank you, Shu, for the big F.
Yeah. Yeah, capital F's is good. All right, Tebrano, what would you like to do?
Is this area that I'm tracing out right now, is this difficult terrain or no?
Let's just say no.
Okay, thank you.
That's not gonna make a difference.
At least there's a rock that she was leaning on. And like here is where like the campfire and stuff is. Like this is the clearing where you made camp.
I got it. There you go.
Thanks to her.
Great. Actually, I could do all of this, but I don't want to clutter
You're
the
gonna
board.
have plenty of time as people have no idea how to take a turn. It's fine.
Yeah, that's
true.
Okay. I will take my 30 feet of movement and then bonus action dash to get up here. Now that I am close enough, we're not taking her by surprise or anything, are we? Now that I'm close enough to see her face.
I mean, it's your plan.
I don't have a plan. Let's be
Yeah.
very clear about that.
How about this? Is she asleep right now?
She is not asleep.
Okay. She's
And-
standing there.
Tebrin is going to smile a smile at her that is all teeth and say, I have a gift from my sister. And Tebrin is going to gather up and do a series of gestures that you've never seen him do before, but is extremely familiar because Kindra does it all the time. And Tebrin's going to cast Eldritch Blast.
I do agonizing blast actually. It looks way cooler.
There. So I'm going to take
Yours is
3.
barbed,
It's
that's all.
3 shots at this level.
It is 3 shots.
All right.
Ooh.
Let me scroll down.
Probably not the last one. 18, 27, and 12.
They all hit because she's not armored and she is not currently wearing mage armor.
Yeah, so the bolts themselves are like the same kind of like brilliant bright purple that all of Tabrin's magic is, but as they kind of shoot out, they trail shadow behind them. And I will roll damage on them.
Alright.
Ouch.
Did you roll better? That's not
So what is the total?
5, 6, 13. Points of force damage.
13. Alright.
And I will draw my sword.
As they sort of you don't have surprise on the attack as she did
I'm
see you coming,
shocked to hear
but
this.
yes, Cainsley on the other hand looks quite surprised in all of this, and away you go as she looks up after you after this energy. She sort of stands up to her feet, looking across, just sort of shakes her head. You have no idea what you're playing with. I'll give you one chance, all of you. Get on your ship and go. Perhaps I'll let you
really
live.
like to. I would really, really like to, I shout from far away.
Me too.
Can we just leave?
We
And
voted though.
She is going to begin casting a spell.
I'm gonna
The ritual
counterspell.
is 10 minutes, guys. It's fine.
I'm counterspelling at. Hold on, while I check.
What's the range on counterspell?
Good question. Probably not long enough.
You're 95 feet away right
60 feet. I cannot do it.
Yeah.
I will not be counterspelling.
now. All right. But you see, as the casting begins, the energy is just sort of like held there, and she's kind of holding it in her hand. And that will end her turn. I will put her on the turn order though now.
Also, the stream is not currently showing the rolls. It's not in the right. It's not in the chat tab.
Oh, it's not on the tab. Oh well. Sucks for the chat. There we go. Hit her with the boat. That's the best strategic decision I've heard. All right. Oh, Walsley.
Walsley's like, yep, voted. All right, so here we go. Walsley has a level 14 movement of 65 feet. Using the Step of the Wind bonus action. That makes it 107. I can't do math. 130. So I'll just do one of these things where I can get to her.
I love monks.
This way. And bloop. Unless you need my entire path.
Nope, there are no traps here.
Excellent. Then I shall begin with my attacks, which is
All right, as you ripple up or come up to her, it is going to trigger her held action.
Then I go, no, over there. And
so her Circle of Death spell will complete. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please. As when you get hold on.
Am I in this as well? It's Kingsley in this as well.
Yes.
Oh, Kingsley's dead.
Yeah, it's a 60-foot radius.
So 2 birds with 1 stone, really, guys.
3 birds.
Kingsley isn't weak, so.
Kingsley's not a combatant.
He's a level 1 madman.
So Constitution save.
Some luck in him.
Con saves for all of y'all.
I look forward to this not succeeding.
Hey, everybody, and me included, at 95 feet away.
No.
Oh,
I've rolled a 27 with my
Naturally.
most
All right,
possible.
let me find Kingsley here. Very nice rolls for all of y'all. I didn't have Kingsley's stats up because I was just going to have him run away, but I guess he'll just die. He's not proficient in Constitution saving throws. Well, that's not bad. Not good enough, but not bad. All right, so as this energy hits all of you, if you succeeded, which 2 of you have, you will take half of this damage in necrotic. Not a great damage roll, so 10 necrotic damage. Kingsley will take 20 as he's sort of had stood up and now is kind of knocked back, staggering in. Okay, you can continue your turn now.
Okay,
Walsley.
so here's my unarmed attacks. I've used a key point to get there during my bonus action. Expect more key points during these. Wah! 22 to hit.
22 hits, yeah.
Excellent. I will roll the damage. And I will also spend a key point to do... Where is it? This stunning strike. The DC is 18 on a con save for Miss Circle of Death. Well, that's a shame.
She is not stunned.
Correct. And my second attack, which is the same button. 26 to hit. 8 more points of damage, and another stunning attempt for a third key point in this.
What a silly ability. A silly ability. She will choose instead to make the saving throw.
She's legendary, huh? All right.
So that's
That's that.
8.
I look forward
So
to the
8
fact
points
that
of
you're gonna just
damage.
rub this in.
Well, it was 9 and 8, so 17 total.
17. Oh, the other
Both
ones. Yeah, I
hit
see
her.
the other one. 17, yeah.
It's just...
I'm glad that Cookie is now going to be able to rub this in my face for the rest of forever.
All right.
That's the entirety of my
I don't
turn. I
know why
wasted my bonus to get there.
I don't know why. Well, one would say it's not a waste, but
Yeah, actually,
My,
I'm gonna slide 1 more, 2 more, just because for facing. If
Just
someone
for
happens
reason.
to get there,
all right.
that's my turn.
I'm reopening Roll20 because it's kind of glitched out on me here.
Glitchy, glitchy, glitchy.
There's something weird with like the music stuff. It just keeps stopping and being stoppy.
I think that Roll20 is also still recovering from a very sudden uptick in users as everybody stayed inside due to the plague. I'm not kidding, like legitimately.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
can-
yeah.
We're going old school. Okay.
Now, school.
Old school. Roswell, the hasted Roswell.
All right. So this is new to me. So
Your walking speed is doubled, you have +2 AC, and you have an extra action. You can't use that for spells, but you can use that to like disengage, dash, interact with an object, that kind of stuff.
all right. So I get
Actiony
to.
kind of things.
The boots and haste stack.
Mhm.
Yes, that's what I was.
Roswell just runs off the other side of the island. Just gone.
I made it to Eridor! I made it!
Okay, so
Yeah, if I paired that with water walk, zoom.
she runs into the
Bye.
pit.
Yeah. Yeah, she jumps too far. She jumps into
Yeah.
the next hole.
Oh, that's the best.
Okay. I
Succeed too well.
boy.
I flew too close to the sun.
Sorry, I'm just okay. Oh yeah, I'm gonna click the boots. Get there. I am gonna cast. Let's try banishment on her.
What?
All right.
But she'll come back.
I know. That is, it would be an 18. She would need to.
An 18
Yeah.
charisma saving throw.
Charisma
Yes.
saving throw.
Yes.
All right, coming at you. That is a 17. Hold on, I need to make another roll. And the spell goes through and
Okay.
she is no longer there.
Do you all see how stupid this is?
That was a stupid move.
Can I move freely?
You took away the thing I was gonna hit with my sword.
Tebrin.
You can't
Big
utilize
She
decide.
hurt
Picture.
my sister.
I know, and we're trying to go fucking save her.
Can't we do a little murder first?
It's not
No.
murder. This is the agent of the enemy.
This is the agent of herself.
Well, I guess I just gave us an advantage now, didn't I?
Thanks.
Akira just runs forward with her sword.
I want
Skipping.
to so bad.
I mean, I was kind of hoping there was a chance she wouldn't come back, but I mean, that was kind of dumb.
You don't know.
I really hope she
Oh.
does because
You have to
I
maintain
Mo-
concentration.
movement or anything,
Got
Roswell?
to, right?
Okay, she was located right in front of Walsley, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna finish my movement over here. Here. There we go. Okay. I've never had so much space to work with. It's amazing. All right.
Fun
Keep it
being
up,
fast.
Russell. You might just get hasted more often.
Any other actions?
I think I would. I mean, like we've got this minute, but I think I do want to try and hide. Use my extra action to hide.
Okay. Make a stealth roll for me.
Of course. Of course.
You're gonna find a twig.
It's gonna go great.
So are
especially
you-
this-
So you're
This one
keeping it up, and you do not have plans of dispelling it.
Well, I'm not gonna drop it until people get to where they want
Okay.
to be.
I'll just go in order. So this is, feel free to move slightly. You have 10 rounds essentially. So,
But
You know who's not in the turn order?
Akira.
I'm not.
Akira has a 0.
Akira has a 0, at least on my
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I-
she isn't.
Oh.
She isn't on the turn order.
Turn order.
Do I
yeah.
need to reroll
She's
to
on
get
my
back?
turn order.
I think she
I'm-
rolled on the other screen.
I did.
Oh, now I see it.
There we go.
Yep, there we
Okay.
go.
I was too eager. Sorry.
Okay.
So people get where they want to be, and I will drop it. In that time, can I prepare an action, like that when she reappears?
Depends on what the action is.
You can, because...
If you're readying a spell, that requires concentration.
yeah.
No, I would not be doing that.
Okay. If you're like preparing to huck a hatchet at her reappearance, then that's fine.
No, I actually think that I'm probably gonna
Hey!
prepare my channel divinity, Path to the Grave. That gives her, hang on.
Vulnerability.
Yeah, vulnerability. Oh shit, I didn't put it on there. But yeah, it gives her. Hang on, sorry. There's so much going on. Path to the Grave. Okay. I'm preparing this. So I'll make sure she's in 30 feet. Yep.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna move up one then.
Kendra, Akira, where would y'all like to be?
I've moved to where I want to be.
Okay.
Okay, Akira.
I can
yeah,
just
move.
straight move to where I want to be.
Yep.
Okay, I would like to be at her backside.
Well, she's currently not there, so
Right, but like she'll reappear in the same spot, right?
correct, right there. So I mean, her back was to a rock, so
Is if I put myself there, can I hit her?
Oh, okay. Wait,
you'd be kind of swinging around the rock. You'd have to be like there if you wanted
Okay,
to.
okay, that was fine. So I want to be there, and I would like to ready my sword to stab her with.
really quickly, I'm just reading a spell. I might do something.
Are you going back into your brain OS?
I've got it here. I'm just reading it now. Wait.
Want to use
Oh,
go down to the lower right and hit the sound icon.
No larger than 5. How tall is she?
She is taller than 5 feet.
Okay, don't worry. Then I'm not gonna do what I'm gonna do.
5'2". Like, oh.
All right, I'm doing nothing.
All right. Anyone else?
I would like to-
Tebrin.
Are we on to me?
Yep.
I would like to move up here, so we're kind of boxing her in, and I will prepare a sword.
All right. Kainsley looks somewhat surprised and confused, and then heads off into the forest.
That's fair.
Staying watchful. He does kind of gather up his stuff, and goes to a far distance. So it would theoretically be Roswell's turn. And this would be the last round before it would drop.
Okay.
I thought we had 10 rounds.
Well, I mean, do we want to go through rounds and you just keep
No.
saying that you prepare your stuff?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just wondering how long we actually waited then.
Do I have to
I
say
mean, you don't have to wait the full minute, but
I was waiting until everybody was in position and or a minute, you know.
Do I have to state the exact attack I would like to use?
you can just say use your sword. I get what you're doing.
Okay. Thanks.
I would like to tap her on the shoulder and then wiggle the
Ignite
sword a
her.
little bit.
Night her, then kill her.
In the name of the two gods of balance and murder, I would like to...
Hang on. Is dropping banishment hang on. So,
Doesn't count as like your action.
okay. Instead of channel divinity, I do think I would like to bless everybody. Now that I think about it.
You can't bless everybody, right? You can only bless 3 people?
If I go up a level, I can
Okay.
bless everybody. Bless is for when you cast a spell using a spell 2nd level or higher, you can target 1 more additional creature. So I think I'm going to bless at 3rd level so I can get the entire party. So I will
Blessed be the blessings.
double back on the channel divinity. Sorry about that. Anyway. Okay. And are we ready?
Yes.
Clap back and end banishment. Yes.
All right. So you can do your triggered action.
Who?
You, I
me?
think.
Yeah. Because I mean, you could say at the beginning of your turn is when I drop the spell. So
Okay. So could I? All right. I'm really sorry. Could
since
I?
everybody has a held action, I'm gonna do the held actions in the.
Okay. So we could say that I blessed before, and now my held action is the channel divinity. Does that work? 'Cause we
Bless
have
is
10 rounds.
concentration or not concentration?
It's not concent. Oh shit! I don't want to cast bless. No, actually, tell you what. I'm gonna drop it, then cast bless because bless is concentration. So banishment's dropping, bless is going up. That's my
Okay.
thing. Sorry, took a long time to get there. Please mark your blessed with little angel wings on you all, please.
Angel wings, angel wings.
And
Whoops.
bless is a D20 on top of stuff, right?
Yeah, totally is.
An entire D20.
Yep.
No, just 20.
Amazing.
Flat. It's a flat 20.
Flat 20.
Delicious. Love it.
Thinking about the hand grenade instead, like the holy hand grenade.
Yeah, I'm feeling hand grenade.
Hand grenade.
Okay.
We have multiple different angel wings going on here.
Yeah, and then my
And some hand grenades, which are the same thing, right?
my
Yes,
hasted
they're
action.
blessed
Yeah,
hand grenades. They're holy.
I'm good.
I'm trying to find it. I can't. There they are.
It's like at the bottom.
I got it. Yeah.
Okay, so are we now going through?
So
hell
Roswell's is that she reappears. So we will now go to Kendra's held action.
I didn't have a held action.
Now go to Akira's held action.
I would like to righteous balance strike Ophix. Fuck.
Roll.
Why are
I
you
mean,
a -1 to hit?
roll your bless.
Because it is a that is not how you spell roll. That is not how you spell roll. Is it a I'm sorry, what's bless?
It's
1d4.
above it. 1d4.
Says the cleric.
Says the cleric. I never bless. 3.
Didn't you
So
add your
11.
proficiency?
How are you not
Um,
proficient with this weapon?
I'm not.
Why are you not proficient with your blessed murder
actually,
weapon?
I don't remember exactly what you
are
told me.
you are proficient, so that'll be
So-
another plus something to it. 4. What are you at? 4 or 5?
5.
And
Five.
somebody said it was
Five.
+1 at least in magicness too, right?
It is a.
I
plus-
guess
I don't have it in
that
front
was
of me,
my
but
fault
yeah, I think
because
so.
I didn't put it correctly into Roll20, I guess. That was after
So
we had
you're
discussed
proficient
something.
with the weapon. What kind of a weapon is it? Is it a longsword?
It's something like a rapier, right?
It is
Because a rapier would be dex, not.
She's got dex in there.
Or is it dex? Okay.
Yep.
Well,
but
it
what's
can.
not
It
in
could
there
be
is
either. Yeah.
Is the
Dex.
proficiency?
What is
or
your
the
strength?
+1.
What is your strength? 0. Okay, so you should be using strength. So you don't have a -1. You have a 0 +0 from that, +5 from your proficiency, +1 from presuming it's a magic weapon, a +1 weapon. So you would be
Okay.
at
Plus bless.
I'll have to fix
9.
it.
9 +5 is 14, +1 is 15, +3 is 17. 15, 18.
15 plus 3,
Math.
18.
17.
This has nothing to do with my day job.
I'll
Nope.
fix
Cannons.
righteous. I'll make a note to fix righteous balance in my.
It's alright. This is
So
the last time
what
I'm
did
gonna use this character
what did
anyway.
we what did we get to?
18.
18.
All right.
Or 17. We're not sure.
17 or 18.
Depends on how many the number 3 is.
Oh, because she just entered spiritual guardians. Does she make a roll?
Oh, I forgot about spiritual guardians.
Does that happen on her turn?
That I think does happen on her turn.
Okay.
It says
Yeah, this is just unique
Things.
because she just bamfed in there. That's
yeah,
all.
yeah.
The first time a character enters that.
it's so far up there now. I don't know.
So you will hit.
Yes. Okay. I don't know what to do now.
Okay, well, click
So-
righteous balancing strike.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Fuck yes.
All right.
What the fuck? Is
I've-
this sword?
I have some questions.
I have nothing but questions.
Yeah.
All right. So it does 65 points of radiant damage.
Fucking what?
It does 65 points of radiant damage. All right. As you go and you can tell she comes back not sort of in a clamor but very focused, but you manage to go and the sword plunges in. There's this bright flash from the sword itself. Once per day, while the blade is shimmering, which it is, its wielder can make an attack on a hit. Both its wielder and the target take an additional
Oh, boy.
12d10.
Sure
So
do.
you take 65 radiant damage
I have
as
a
well.
concern. Okay, so that's in addition to whatever damage the actual weapon would have done, right? Which would be
Yes.
is it a longsword?
It's a rapier.
Sorry.
It's a rapier. So 1d8 plus 0. So 1d8.
Plus 1 because it's magical.
Oh, plus 1 because it's magical.
So 17.
So 17. So just roll 1d8. And this just gets done to Ophix.
Okay. 7.
All right.
I need. Okay. Somebody remind me when we're done to fix that.
All right. And
No,
you take
this
six.
is amazing.
As the sword sort of bursts in your hand. You also take the 65 points of radiant damage, and it is just this searing pain. It's like you have in your hand like a power that you just absolutely cannot harness or wield, and it just it's everything you can do to hold on to the sword. And away you go.
She also needs to roll for. It's whenever the creature enters the area for the first time.
Oh, so I do have to roll that?
But doesn't that happen on her turn?
Well, I brought her back on my turn, right?
So wait, what is...
I put the text above there, that's all. I just... When a creature enters the area for the first time. Oh,
On a
you're
turn
right.
or
Sorry,
starts his
I got
turn
so
there.
focused on it. I'm
Yeah.
wrong. I'm wrong.
Nope,
I'm so
you're not
sorry.
They foot around you.
Or starts his turn there. Oh, I'm not. Yeah, never mind. Forget it. I'm good.
Wait, where... Oh, my video is lagging.
What kind of scarf is going on here?
When you cast a spell, when a creature enters the area for the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there,
Yep.
it must make a wisdom save. All right.
So I'm right.
Yes.
I think
Sorry.
the stream dropped.
Yeah, it did.
It's still streaming. I have dropped frames.
I have a network error showing.
Okay, but it is still up.
Yeah,
Refresh the page, see what happens.
Refreshing brought it back.
the Zoom call kind of like lagged out a little bit for me. So, should
It'll
be back.
your internet, yeah.
All right. So that is roll the damage for the
So it is.
well,
the-
she makes her save. So roll the damage, and then is that what's up here? 13. So is that half of 13?
That
That's
was
my-
not mine. Hold
That's
on.
my roll. Just
Oh,
because
okay.
I wanted
So
to
yeah,
spell
so
up.
Akira roll.
For some reason, it won't. I don't roll on the previous one. I just re-roll it, or
Yeah, because you're rerolling the damage
okay.
Yeah, it's just rolling.
at
damage.
whatever level you cast.
And
it
she
at.
takes it at half, right? Half of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did it at 4th. So here we go.
So that's 15 halves to 7. All right. She is still standing, but not by much.
Make sure the stream view is down at the bottom of the chat so we can see it in the stream.
What stream view?
The stream view's chat isn't moving. You've scrolled up on the stream view chat, so it's
It should
the
be.
result of... Unless it froze for me.
I think
Yeah.
it is.
Fine.
It looks fine on my whatever.
Oh, wow.
It's good now.
It was just super delayed. Alright, never mind.
I mean, there will be like 30 seconds of delay on the stream probably. Okay. So that's Akira's turn. Tebrin, you are up.
I am taking my held. The held is just one attack, right?
Correct.
So I will do this.
29 will
29.
hit.
I don't suppose she's undead, is she?
She is not. She may be soon.
Just wondering. But this does have sneak attack on it because I have companions engaged.
Yes.
So here comes this.
Oh, Akira's would have also been on at advantage.
Oh well.
It's fine. You still hit.
That's 32.
Can you imagine if
All
you
right.
crit, though?
How do you want to
'Cause
do this?
Then you would have to take the crit damage.
What?
Yes, Tebrin, avenge Arisha.
He just like he's also just like frozen for a second, just like looking over at Akira and like this fucking sunburst that just happened next to him, and then he like kind of turns his attention back and like his face just kind of goes like this icy cold, just kind of very intense focus, and he just twirls the sword around once and takes off her head in one smooth motion.
All right. As you swing in, you strike her head, and your blade stops.
Ooh, I had a feeling that was gonna happen.
And
Is it one pinky? What's stuck?
it hits in. She kind of falls back against the rock and collapses back and just sort of looks up at you, and you see this like spark in her eyes that's sort of electric almost, and she straightens up as you do. She just looks around at all of you fools, and the ground begins to shake beneath you as she starts to let out a scream, which very quickly turns into a loud roar as she begins to
Are you shitting me?
flash. Sort of her skin just kind of starts breaking apart, and you can see the form growing. And
Oh, that is not what I thought it was.
coming from her form, sort of perched now up on top, is the now very large, almost twice the size of the previous dragon you fought, draconic form. As the wings sort of outstretch and flap and push up back behind, and just sort of surveys all of you for a second. And it is now Ophix's turn. All right. All right,
I tried to stop them.
All right. So, with a couple of flaps of the wings, she moves up over
Provoking?
to this position. She does fly up. She's probably about 15 or 20 feet off the ground now, so definitely provoking.
Sweet. If I don't attack now, I won't have my turn. So I'm taking my provoked. Does a natural hit?
A natural 20 does hit.
Excellent.
Is this provoking for me as well?
Sure.
Oh my god, all the clues were there. We're so stupid.
We are, yeah.
I
We're
think
so
I think
stupid.
it's hard to predict somebody becoming a dragon. I should have played for this session than I would have known.
All right. Wait, is that a 7 total or an 8 total on the
That's
crit?
correct. On the crit, it's 7 and then plus
All
1.
right. I will. Oh wait, the map's not big enough for me to see the top of. All right, I will.
You
Paint
never know.
as
You never know.
you slap the dragon as she flies up.
I will.
Top.
It's a stunning
25.
strike.
25 hits. Is it a stunning strike? Hold on. What is the? It's a Constitution save.
Yeah, I put it all in the chat. It's right there.
All right. She rolls a 21.
No, I want you to reroll that, please.
Okay. 21 saves.
It does.
She's flying up here. I just can't access her hit points because they're off the top of the screen.
And then this is no longer my turn, so do I get sneak attack again?
Did you already use sneak attack?
Not on my turn. It's once per turn,
Per
not once
turn,
per
not per
round.
round.
It's not your
Yeah.
turn, so yes, correct. Technically correct.
Okay. I'll take that technical. 16, 26.
Punch the dragon, guys. I punched the dragon.
26.
Here's little...
Will hit. But all right, I gotta keep moving down because I can't access the. All right.
Did I too?
You can, yes, it provokes from you as well.
Can I only use a melee attack? Or
Yes.
okay.
Unless you have a warcaster feat, you can't cast a spell.
No.
Out of curiosity, Casey, what color is this dragon?
It is a silver dragon.
Imagine
Interesting.
that. Not a righteous balance strike because, well, for one, I've already done it, and for two, I can't handle it. But regular one, and it's probably not in there right either.
Yeah, keep in mind the righteous balance is limited in how many
Yes.
times you can use it.
11?
11 will not be enough to best.
That's still not right though.
Is it not?
What's a gimmer mean?
I don't.
Because it should be. So you rolled a 10 plus 5 from your proficiency is 15. Plus 0 from your strength is
I'm
still
gonna
15.
get you with Gimmer. My sword.
Plus, this is showing a +2. So is the sword a +1 or a +2 magical?
I have
It's a
no idea.
it's a
what
+2 sword.
So that you rolled a 17.
Where is
Okay.
this sword on your character sheet?
Let me think.
Add bless.
Dex
for-
+2
look
plus
for Gimmer.
proficient.
Look for gimmer.
Damage.
I can't roll my 1d4. Shush. Oh, 4. Okay.
So 21.
Oh, are you fixing it for me?
Yes.
You're the best.
It is fixed. Gimmer now works. So it should be
sort of
+6 on the rolls. So that's +6. So you rolled a 10. That's at 16. So that's 20.
How is it a +6? I thought it was a +2 magical weapon.
It is, but she's using strength, not dexterity.
Yes, but our proficiency bonus should be 5.
It adds in the proficiency bonus. I put it to do that.
It should be 7. It should be +7 though, because 5 plus 2 is 7. If it's strength.
Currently has attack. Oh no, it's using her dex to attack. I can switch that. Yeah, so +7.
Oh wait, no, I was watching what you were doing.
Sorry, I did it too fast. So what does that total become?
17.
Does not hit.
Oh, plus 17 plus 1d4, so 21.
Does not hit.
Good to know.
Yikes, I'm in trouble.
All right. So you kind of swing, but it just sort of glances off her
I'm gonna
talon
try.
as it goes.
Strength.
All right. Is that all the attacks?
Yeah.
All right. So flying sort of back up, now about 20 feet up and away from all of you, kind of reels back her head and is going to use a breath weapon.
At least I've got evasion this time around.
So nice for you.
So this is a 90-foot cone. So that will hit. Oh, I probably could have gotten Kindra in this.
She could have gotten Kindra.
No,
if she went
that's
the other way.
Kendra is.
I'm just
Feel-
curious. I'm not going to move it, but yeah, definitely could have gotten Kindra. She probably could have gotten everyone. But going right on all of you. So as this happens, this giant exhale of just sort of frost and ice as you feel the air, all the moisture just sort of condense and freeze around you. I need Wellesley, Tebrin, and Akira, and Roswell all to make Constitution saving throws.
I fail it.
Constitution?
Constitution
What type of damage is this?
saving throws. This is cold damage.
I mean, I'll
Make
roll it, but I
Could
fail
you
it.
make it Dex so I can use evasion?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Nope.
I fail it.
Oh, and then everybody adds bless, please.
I still fail it. I rolled an 8.
I'm wait, add your blast, Roswell. I'm bending luck for Roswell.
17 for me.
6 for me.
Not great.
I would like to
That
deflect
brings
missiles,
me
please.
up to a 17.
All
I
right.
think that won't make it. I think it's like.
The DC is 24. All right.
It's almost impossible for me to make it. I have to crit and then also roll a 3.
So
plus
here
on
comes the
D4.
damage. It's only 15d8.
Okay.
Only 15.
So
I'm dead.
62
You're
cold
not
damage.
dead.
You're not dead.
I'm unconscious.
Yet.
And continues to sort of fly up to about now 40 feet over the ground, and every like flap of the wings, all of the trees and the brush just sort of get pushed back. One of the trees next to you topples over, and you can see now that the people that were on the ship have now stopped and are now sort of coming back in from the other side.
Cultists!
As she reels back. Now is the time to beg for your lives. And that will end her turn. Wallesley.
Well, let's just adjust my hit points correctly. I'm at... Wait, I did that incorrectly. There we go. So, being at 12 hit points, I'm feeling pretty good about this. You said he was only... she, whatever, is only 20 foot up?
It's 40 feet now.
40 feet now?
So they flew up, did it, and then just kept rising up. So they're 40 feet off the ground.
How do monk weapons fare against somebody 40 feet up?
That's going to be an issue.
They
I
don't.
can throw my darts, but...
Just out of interest, does anybody remember whether we fought an adult or a young white dragon?
It was young.
It was an adult.
Oh, it was?
Young adult.
Yeah, like the Hunger Games.
It was a Hunger Games dragon. It had this weird like campy romance arc to it, but like they
Love
never
triangle.
had sex though.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah.
Well, clearly I'm just going to throw my darts, because that's my only option.
Y'all,
This.
we are not high enough level to fight an ancient silver dragon.
It's going to be a
really?
it's gonna be a disadvantage.
Maybe you should have thought about that, huh?
I didn't know she was a dragon!
I don't know why I clicked that. I have to click dart again. So.
And also neither did the rest of you.
All right, so the little,
Well,
the 15
Okay.
is gonna hit, right?
I kind of didn't
what?
tell you that we needed to flee right after I hit her because her wrath would follow us. I've kind of left that part out. Sorry. But I'm unconscious, so you don't know that. Sorry.
15
guys-
misses, yes.
15
wanted
does
to
miss,
risk
yeah.
lives for
Okay,
this,
here's my second attack at disadvantage because of range. Does a 16, which is better than 15.
16 miraculously just still does not hit.
Oh, well then I'm just like throwing darts, going.
They sort of get up in there, and with each flap of the wings, they just sort of like, and they, as like a Nomarius crossbow shot, they just sort of
Land literally on top of the
That
dragon.
landed gently in between the shoulder blades of the fleeing whatever.
take
this
another
was.
half pound of weight in your carrying capacity. In the
But that
very
being
first part of our
said-
campaign, Nomarius fired a shot that did 0 damage. So.
Yes, it hit though. It hit for 0. That all being said, Mr. Wallesley's out of moves, so he's gonna use his 65 feet, just to make it a little more tactical once the next weapon comes along. And after that, I'll be done. So go ahead.
Okay, Roswell, you are up.
All right, mass cure
can do
wounds
that.
at 5th level.
So anyone who has concentration spells, please make concentration checks. Akira, yours
Oh,
is
right,
gone
sorry,
down as
yeah.
well.
Your DC is 31.
Yeah, bless is gone, y'all.
Oh well, then I didn't hit him. I didn't make
Well,
that save.
then,
That I
That
continue to not
changes.
hit.
Wallesley, where'd you go? Oh, you
I'm
went over there. You
spreading out. I'm spreading out.
son of a bitch. All right. I have to go back to mass cure wounds.
I want to
Okay.
make sure Kingsley regrets telling us to corner this creature.
Wait, we're blaming
We
Cainsley
sure,
now?
we sure did back her into a corner.
We're blaming
All right.
Cainsley?
Oh, we cornered her so good.
All right, I'm gonna run.
I'm
There.
molding.
Cast mass cure wounds on Akira Tebrin. Hang on, I gotta get it up to see.
What's the range? It might have been.
It's
oh,
60
no.
feet.
Oh, yeah.
I think. If not, I'll fix it.
You'll fix it to be 60. How's that?
No, I mean I'll move appropriately because that was my intent. Yeah, it's 60 feet. Okay. So 3d8. You're all stressing me out. Plus
Wasn't
5.
expecting a dragon.
And Kendra, you weren't hit, right? You're good. Yeah. So we all get 18 points back. And I am gonna just raise my hands and I'm like, stop, everyone. This has gone too far. We're missing the big picture here. I mean, you're a dragon,
Yeah.
it's a very big picture.
It's
but
a huge picture.
but
The other big picture.
we're losing sight of Torin, and this is ridiculous. This petty vengeance. Let's go. That's my turn.
Kendra.
Kendra is going to start seeing that suddenly we're fighting a massive fuck off dragon. I'm gonna start scrambling for some kind of escape for people. I'm gonna start casting teleportation circle, and rather than thinking about the circle that was broken, I'm gonna think about the circle we created in the Feywild.
Oh fuck.
And I'm gonna cast that and hope it does something. And then
Okay.
You
So,
just
okay.
want that little creature to show back up.
Bim.
no, I believe. Oh wait, yeah, Viv. Yeah. Oh my God, you know what would? Ah, fuck.
Okay, so what is teleportation circle?
This is teleportation circle.
I got it. Page not found. I guess I don't got it.
I clicked it.
Casting time. Ouch.
1 minute.
It's fine. I'm gonna cast.
All right.
What is does Quicken speed that up? Probably not, right?
I don't know.
Let me look Quicken real quick. Probably not.
I think there's a line in it that says like casting time of an action to a bonus action or something like that. If I recall correctly.
Okay, yeah, I can't. All right, I'm still casting it.
Okay.
And then
And
do we all get that 18 points of healing?
Yes, you did. Oh, and actually, Akira, though, you would have gotten the max because you were at 0.
Oh.
So it would have been
19.
24 plus 5. It's 29, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
all right. So that's Kendra, Star, Akira. What would you like to do?
Did by chance my sword say anything to me?
Sword has not. It is glowing fiercely.
Yeah, it said, "Wake up."
Okay. Just curious because I went unconscious there for a second.
In game too.
And Romsiel is yelling at me to. Well, I can't reach a dragon, so I am going to hold a guiding bolt for Tebrin's reaction.
Just regardless
Wait.
of what he does.
Wait, you can fire a guiding bolt at it. You're within range of guiding bolts.
Right, but if Roswell is telling everyone to stop,
Okay.
I'm waiting to see if Tebrin continues to attack.
So if Tebrin attacks, you will
If-
also attack with.
Yes.
All right. So concentrating on holding the spell.
Yes.
Tebrin, it is your turn.
I don't say this very often, but I will own to having made a mistake. And he's like looking over at Roswell with like that expression of like, you know that look that dogs get on their face when they know they've done something wrong? And is gonna take a few steps backwards. Consider me appropriately cowed.
How does the dragon look?
Very.
Like a
Make an
fucking
insight
ancient
check.
Silver dragon.
Make an insight check.
That's what it looks like.
It looks pretty pissed off.
15.
The dragon looks very angry, but there's a little bit of this just sort of like gleeful twint in its eye.
Like we're
Delicious
doing her
looking.
bidding?
No, like your dinner.
Like you were stupid enough to fuck with her and now she's going to kill you.
Okay. Okay. I won't do anything.
This is fine.
Yeah.
All right. It is now her turn. She's going to swoop down and land in the middle of the three of you.
Yeah.
Actually, before she does that, at the beginning of the turn, let's see. Since Akira started this, let's have you roll to see if the breath weapon recharges, and then that
Okay.
So that's just roll a d6. Recharges on a 5 or a 6.
-2.
Hey, that's a 1.
All right. So, swoops down, landing here, is going to use the frightful presence as she lands with a loud roar. Each creature of the dragon's choice, which is all of you, that is within 120 feet of the dragon must succeed on a DC 21 Wisdom saving throw or become frightened for 1 minute. Shouldn't be too hard. So Wisdom save.
Oh, a natural 1.
18.
And Cainsley is already frightened.
Good.
All right. And is going to make a few attacks here. It'll be one with its bite and 2 with its claws. We're going to lead with the claws first. First one coming in against you, Akira.
Mm-hmm.
26.
Yep.
All right. So that's 22 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And the next one against you. 22. And another 17 points. Are you still up?
Oh wait, is this still on me?
Still on you, yeah. 17 more points of
I'm
slashing
unconscious
damage.
then. Yep.
Excellent. Turning towards Tebrin, as one claw just rakes across, it comes down. The other one just takes Akira and just slams her against the rock, and Akira's body just limp drops to the ground. As the head sort of turns, goes in for a bite attack against you, Tebrin. Which is a
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
37 to hit.
You've been et.
I sure fucking have.
Not too bad. That's only 23 points of slashing damage. The teeth chomp down into you.
It says claw.
It should be a bite.
Okay, well then roll your.
I'll roll the bite.
Roll your murder damage.
Well, it still should be 37 though. I mean,
It's the same plus to hit.
Well, it's the damage that I think is more.
yeah.
Yep. Plus an
No.
extra 2d10. or 2d.
Well, no.
Because
the-
it's still crit.
Oh yeah. There we go. So that's
Now, okay, I'm at
41.
1 hit point. I'm at 1 hit point because of Death Ward.
All right.
Yay, Death Ward.
And that will end her turn. And it's Wellesley's turn now.
Holy cow. I have the most ridiculous idea.
Do it.
It's okay. There's been plenty of ridiculous ideas already, so
All right, why not? Why not? I'm going to try my best to get back to the dragon and climb on its back.
Good.
alright, I take back what I said. Please stop.
All right.
So my movement can easily get me to here, but it's a
Yep.
matter of how do I climb onto its back?
I guess we'll make this grapple check.
Which case I do not try to grapple a dragon. That is
I'm trying to think of what this would be. Make a. I guess trying to climb onto it. Just trying to think of what would be contested with what.
Acrobatics to kick him off against athletics to hold on.
Are you frightened?
Oh no, I am frightened, but I was doing this on my turn. I'm sorry. I didn't click it yet. I can end a cause effect that makes me frightened because
Okay, gotcha.
illness of monk.
So you can move towards it.
That's why I was climbing on and not attacking because that was my action to
Okay, gotcha. I will say just make an athletics check to see if you can climb on. I'll just I just have a DC in my head.
yeah, so I would have went with as well.
We'll say I don't know 20.
Uno athletics check.
Oh!
So you sort of grab on the
There's
tail.
that 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm on him. Oh.
The tail kind of flicks as you go. Is that the end of your turn?
That is the well, if I had a bonus action that'd be worth using. I can't think of any. Hold on. Bonus. I'm going to use this. And go down to 9 key points left. I used my 5th one this battle.
All right. With that, the tail kind of flicks and then comes down over the top and is going to make a strike at Tebrin as a legendary action. Oh
Tebrin
yeah,
goes down.
they get these. Well, let's see if it hits.
Oh, it did. Man.
Tebrin goes down.
All right.
Oh,
Damage.
you're not down yet.
Yeah. Just
Yeah, the 24 bludgeon, it'll fucking do it.
slamming in as it sort of turns its focus. Now it looks over the shoulder at Wallesley and then sort of growls down at you, Roswell, as it kind of turns past you, looking at Wallesley. It is now your turn, Roswell.
Okay. Let's do mass cure wounds again at 5th level. Meaning that, hang on. Oh, sorry. Oh, well, it is at 5th level. Look at that. You, Akira and Tebrin, you're going to take that max. Wallesley and I are going to take this roll. 8 plus 5. Okay.
So that's what, 24, 29?
Yes.
The max?
29. Yeah. And I'm still hasted, so if can I disengage and move back?
Yeah.
I'm so not used to being close to big things, so.
And you can move back a long way with that much speed.
And I am going to say, is it Ivith Ophix, please. We were foolish. This is so stupid. We're losing sight of the bigger picture. I want my friends and I to be out of here and leave you be and take care of Eridor and Torin. This was so short-sighted. I couldn't convince them otherwise. And I'm gonna back up a little bit more because I'm afraid. So I don't know if that's trying to persuade her or whatnot, but
Make a persuasion roll at disadvantage.
oh yeah, why not?
Because you all did just literally try to kill her.
Disadvantage core persuasion. You said, yeah. Oof.
Not even worth bending looking at.
Being honest, though, I'm just. Anyway.
You're not wrong.
No. That's my turn.
All right. That brings us to Kendra. So still
Working away.
plugging away.
As hard as I can, yeah.
Akira, as you come to consciousness, the dragon top of you. At the end of Kendra's
Less is gone.
At the end of Kendra's turn, though, we'll use another legendary action to make a tail attack against you, Akira. Does a 20 hit you?
Yep.
All right. So only 24 points of bludgeoning damage. As it just slams you back against the rock.
I think only is the right word.
It is my turn though, yes.
It is now your turn, yes. So
I would like to cast heal on myself. So just 70 HP to me. And I will move over here. Yeah, towards Tebrin. Waiting to see what the dragon's reaction is to Roswell's plea.
Breath attack.
Yeah.
Already had a reaction. It was attacking you.
Well, further actions, how about that?
The attacks will continue, I anticipate.
until
I'm
morale
not gonna leave
improves.
Tebrin here. I was the one who convinced Tebrin to come and murder Ophix, so I'm not gonna leave.
Oh,
Tebrin
so
here.
now it's murder.
Hey,
Now that it's a
There's
dragon.
always murder.
it's deserved.
All right. At the end of your turn, it will make a tail attack against you using the last of its legendary actions. We'll say 30 hits, 26 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
And top of the order, it is Tebrin's turn.
You say
Will.
36? 26.
26.
Sheath his sword and raise his hands and say, like Roswell said, we fucked up, but we're still useful to you. Who wants a lich at their back door? You want this island? This island is clearly yours, but like you said, once the rung has served its use, why keep it? If you don't want people coming up after you. Let us take care of Torin for you.
You are not of any use to me, but if you're so eager to go face Torin, then perhaps that can be arranged. Is that the end of your turn?
I mean, I'd like to make a persuasion roll if you'll let me, but if not, then I'm just
Go ahead and make a persuasion roll.
disadvantage.
Yes.
DC 30.
Disillusioned or disband?
17.
All right. Noted.
Did nothing, and then I will bonus action disengage and action dodge. And back up like 5, 10, 15, 20. There.
Your action is persuasion.
Oh, is my action persuasion? Okay, then I will just bonus action disengage.
Okay. It is now Ofix's turn. Wings begin to flap. It is going to fly up over the top of you with one talon, Akira, and is going to attempt to grapple you in the talon.
I get my attack of opportunity?
Yes, you do.
I'll try to kill it with this attack.
Butt slapper! 21 does not hit, unfortunately. Butt slapper.
I almost had it. I almost won, guys.
All right, so either strength, athletics, or dexterity, acrobatics of your choice, contested.
What'd you say? Strength?
Yeah.
Athletics I can do? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
15.
All right, let's see what she rolls. All right, so you feel the talon swing up and grab around you, and beginning to carry you and fly is flying over to Tebrin, and will use second attack with its claw to attempt to grapple you, Tebrin. So acrobatics.
I will acrobatics that one.
All right, let's see.
I'm actually not proficient in acrobatics.
Oh no.
I cannot succeed on
Bard
this.
rogue you are.
Yeah. I will roll, but I can't succeed on it.
All right,
13.
as you try to squirm away, grabs, and the dragon, you just hear her chuckling as begins to fly over. You wanted to go see Torin. Well, perhaps we should go do that right now. She begins to fly out, and you can see the people the ship is kind of almost now righted as the tide is coming in, and as she sort of flies over towards the ship, smashes through the mast with her tail, just laying it flat over the water.
You couldn't just kill everyone?
As begins to fly, and you can starts to squeeze more and more tightly, and starts flying out over the water with 80 feet of flying speed, basically beelining for that dark cloud there.
Okay.
Kendra, you can continue casting. Does anyone else want to do anything during this?
I want to cast a minor intervention. To
Rewind time.
Oh, that's not a
all
bad
of
idea.
time. All of it. Like since session 1. All of it.
All the way back to the beginning, folks.
We go again.
No, I mean, like, it's just...
Restore the last save! Restore the last save!
No, we're factory resetting. All right.
I do. I wanna rewind to whatever that conversation was on the beach, kind of before it really started to roll away.
Real quick. If you rewind, they're gonna be back in the exact same mindset they were in. So we're gonna do this all over again.
Okay, rewind, and help me convince them of what I saw, of what
Better.
happened.
I like it. Perfect.
Oh, fuck me. This is not gonna work.
That would be the most painful
That would be
thing.
so fucking cool if it works, though.
If we rewinded and then had the same conversation and it started again.
Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes.
We eternally just fight the ancient. No.
No. Oh, that would have been great. Damn it.
It's just damn it.
So traveling at 80 feet away from you, you'd probably get one more round of things in if anyone wants to.
There's jack shit
Or
I
you're
can do.
out of runs. You guys can try to get out if you would like.
How
Roswell, what
far
is
above
your
the water are we?
You're guessing it's gonna hurt when you hit the water.
Plus, like, I mean, I'm at what? I'm at 29
She's
hit
sort of
points.
flying up at like 45 degrees as she goes. So
There's,
Can I-
I'm
You're-
not
you're
surviving
prob-
hitting the water.
Can I stab her in the underbelly?
Oh boy.
you can certainly try.
I'm not surviving hitting the water.
Hey.
You know, in hindsight, we should have let the Kraken have her.
Hey. Well, I know the Tevrin is hurt. Well, I won't do that. I'll instead heal Tevrin. Can I reach you? Are
We're
we too
being
far
held
apart?
in 2 legs of a gargantuan dragon.
So no?
No,
No.
you can't touch me.
Your
Damn.
stubby little legs.
All
and
right, I
arms.
guess I'll healing word then. But I'll do it. What do I want to use? I'll do it at 4th.
Like, there's nothing we can do, right? We fall in the water and she just then we're sitting ducks and she swoops us right back up and maybe this time she eats us.
And there's monsters in the water.
And there's monsters in the water, which is the Feywild. The water is also
and
the
there's
Feywild.
a monster in the air.
All right.
So I mean, like, if you want me to try to make a hit on her, I will do it. But
I just healed you just to prepare
Okay.
for something that will happen or might happen.
I
Hey,
guess
at
I
least you're gonna find your sister.
gonna land on top of my fucking sister.
wait a minute. Are you
Together
preparing an
again.
attack, Akira, or
No, I changed my mind and healed Tevrin.
All right. Are you guys doing anything but accepting that you're gonna go where the dragon wants you to go?
We're just
saying
It's
sorry.
an ancient silver dragon.
All right. So up into the air, she goes.
That proverbial ship sailed.
As you watch the ship sort of the mast collapsing down as all of you sort of calling out to Istis in a desperate moment of plea, but not feeling a connection being made there. You watch as the dragon gets smaller and smaller, just headed towards that dark cloud. Kendra, your spell does complete successfully as a minute passes. Those that were on the boat look like they've now brandished their weapons and have hopped down. They don't look like they're making a move to attack you, but are sort of abandoning the ship at the moment, which is now in a pretty substantial state of disrepair as the mast's just been like ripped off the ship and thrown out another 60 feet into the water, just kind of floating there.
I
The
call
siege?
to her, over here. It's time to go. And I like point a finger out at Kenzie as well. You too.
Well, it's poking the dragon is
A mistake.
yes.
Time to get out of here.
did you know?
No, of course I didn't know. I meant it more of a proverbially not a good idea. Where exactly are we going?
Right here, on this circle, we're going to... We're crossing the sea, hopefully. We'll see. The ship looks fucked, so there's not exactly many other options.
Before I step in the circle, didn't you have an experience where magic couldn't get you where you wanted to go last time you tried to go to that place?
Yeah, once. Let's see if this one works. And I want to step in the circle.
It's gonna be. It could be years before we see them again.
Why would you say that? What?
We were lost for 7 years in the Feywild. Why are we going back?
Do you know
We don't
where
know it's
Kendra is
going there.
casting this to?
Kendra never said Feywild.
Oh shit!
She
you're
did
right.
it. Beth did. Kendra did not.
Good
Well, I
point.
haven't I haven't like gone yet, right? Like it's not just standing on it that.
I don't
to
have
go.
it. I need to look it up somewhere. The compendium.
Oh wait, hold on. To a location of a teleportation circle of your choice. Through sigil, we know because we made it. A portal opens within the circle, so you guys just step into the portal. You don't have to say anything. It just goes there.
And as long as you know it, it's just connected.
Yeah, it's just connected.
Okay.
Not like we
Yes.
have much in the way of choices.
We
I can't
don't.
believe we let that agent of the enemy get away. I'll jump in.
I jump just so
Jump, you
pissed
just walk.
and crying. I want to jump. Jump for your love. Jump in.
Jump in.
I go in.
All right. And the four of you go through and you step onto that.
Bill and Ted thing.
Yeah, familiar.
And now's a good time to pop this. Nope.
The familiar. Or I guess not so familiar. Where you had the encounter with the very substance-friendly fairies.
Yeah.
As
This map looks blank.
well, there's a whole lot of people that aren't here right now. Huh?
There's a whole lot of just grid.
Roswell
Oh,
and
yeah,
Kendra
there
should
it is.
see.
Now I can see. As soon as you
Yeah.
put them there.
Hey, yeah, this is familiar.
In the middle of what seems to be Fey jungle. The rest of you, in probably course of 5 to 10.
Old Roswell is on here.
Roswell,
And
you've
old
changed.
Kendra.
Yeah.
I
And-
can't see. Hang on, I'm gonna refresh.
It's the old tokens.
Yeah.
We need to blur these out immediately, please.
Well, we're not on the. It's not on the thing. I was just refreshing your memory. The other two of you are now sort of just flying over the mountains that sort of are on the periphery of the shore, and you can see looking down. Kira, this actually looks somewhat ironically similar to your experience scrying in, as you are very quickly flying to the same destination as about halfway over Eridor, kind of arcs in a spiral, just going higher and higher, and then flapping, just standing there. The two claws come up, holding both of you in front. Well, I'll give you a head start on your quest, and drops you, and that's where we will end. You're about 200 feet above the ground, just to let you know.
Till we die.
How much
Okay.
HP do you both have?
Not
Well,
enough.
I'm full, but Tavern is. Well, I'm close to full, but I'm.
How much HP do you have?
Stop metaing the
No,
math
oh
there.
no, I'm not because I
200.
took more
200
damage.
Is
I'm
it?
at 49.
Is it 1d6 for every 10 feet?
Yeah,
It's
20d6.
20d6 is the max fall damage you can take. If you want to really...
Caps out at specifically 200 feet. Like the dragon knew that. Maybe it's pillows at the bottom. you don't
120.
know.
So I guess hypothetically, I am not instant dead.
You're just
70
like,
is the average damage.
Well,
What'd you
yeah.
I would be out. I'm at
And
44 right now.
You
I'm at
Akira.
49.
Yeah.
And you will probably get X amount of rounds before you hit the ground.
I am not this kind of spellcaster.
But we will find out that next time, as the party, is in its intrepid plan, has now angered an ancient dragon, finds themselves plummeting over the center of a very hostile Eridor, and the other half of the party now has teleported into the Feywild itself, where time is much more fluid. Will they come out?
Oh, that would be so cool if he came out like at the same time.
Who
There we go.
knows?
Or back in time.
We're watching.
Does the Feywild go backwards too?
No, probably not. That we know of anyway.
That would be fucking. It would just be like
We come out
if
in
you guys like
mirrors.
showed up right in the middle of the original Eridor arc.
And we just play with your
God.
characters from like 20 years ago.
I go back and I play Arisha again.
Somebody's got to get a pet crocodile
So
that the
we
crocodile
will-
can attack Arisha
Oh,
and
that
start
would
the
be
whole
so
thing.
good.
We will see what happens here.
Were
Oh,
you
the-
stressed
oh, the-
before? Because you're stressed now.
The irony of it all.
Oh boy.
Aw.
Waited for a while, bravo.
I did.
Just holding on to that one.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry that wasn't a balanced encounter.
I'm not sorry.
I know you're not. That's the problem.
So, guys, that session did not go the way I expected. It went way better. So we will see.
It's ridiculous.
We will see what happens.
I like how we were like, oh yeah, we're getting ready for like the final arc, and we're gonna go and we're gonna fight Tor. And now we've split the party across 2 planes. Provided that Akira and I don't die on impact.
Yeah. Do you have another character rolled?
If you
I
don't
could come up with
die,
someone.
if you don't
I just go
die
back
out
to
of
playing Arisha. Sorry, there's
Casey.
only 2 Hillis siblings.
if you don't die out of this, Casey is the most merciful DM of all time.
So that being said, you could always be good Tebrin again.
It's true.
Like good Tebrin. There was a reason why I decided not to. Like Casey gave me a choice, and she was like, "Hey, which Tebrin do you want to play when like
Yeah,
when
but
the party
that
goes back?" And
choice
I
is
was like, "I want to play the interesting Tebrin."
The dead Tebrin. Dedrin.
So,
If you will.
well, this will make things a little bit more interesting. Definitely. More
Wow.
interesting. So, big shout out to Roll20 for making this all possible. Just a nice low-key, stressless night. Some fun Monster of the Week type stuff. This week it was an Ancient Silver Dragon. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to do some writing. It will be interesting. So, I feel good. I feel good about this.
I feel good about it too.
I feel like I just watched a train just slowly derail.
Yes, it's my fault.
It's
Fuck
like
you, Holly.
it's like we're back in prison in the first campaign with remember Holly? Remember prison?
Oh
After we
yeah.
try to steal the book. It's like that all over again.
All I'm
Except
saying
there's no redos.
is Roswell and Kendra and Walsley, we made an ancient silver dragon flee. I
It's
mean,
true. We were there.
victorious. The way I see it, that's like 3 milestones right there.
It's true. I agree.
Well, cool. Well, you teleport back into the Feywild. You're all level 1 now. Because you've gone back in time.
Think of the milestones, though.
We will...
We're all 8 years old.
Yeah.
We're playing a
Cool.
toddler.
Well, thank you all for watching. This was an unexpected way to arrive in Eridor. For sure. Some of you haven't quite made it there yet. And
We're about to though. We're about to impact Eridor at high speed.
The storm
Terminal
water.
velocity, if you will.
so what would we like our sign-off line to be for
Well,
tonight?
shit.
How about I told you so?
Until next time.
Say there's a silver dragon over there.
Till next time, I told you so.
You could say it was a bad idea.
It wasn't a bad idea. It just turned out badly.
It was a good idea that you know.
We do
was
all
a
the right things and
terrible
still have a
idea.
bad
It was
results.
an almost good idea. I mean,
No,
how
it
epic
wasn't.
was that Tebrin avenge Arisha almost?
What do you mean avenge? You say avenge Arisha like she's dead. She's gonna die now. You two killed Arisha.
I just,
Murderers.
killing things.
Just
the
keep going,
balance
killing.
sword. It felt good. It hurt, but it felt good.
Cool, sociopathy. All right, well, until
Put
next
those guns
time,
away there, Rob.
we told you so.
Pew pew.
Cool, yeah. Next week at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Find out what happens to these crazy kids that are now split, and
Victorious.
next
Falling.
week on Thursday. Are we doing it next week? Are we starting next week?
I don't think are we session zeroing on a Thursday?
This week.
For session
on
zero,
stream.
you're
No, I mean
on
Next week
on
at
stream.
Thursday.
Sorry.
Yeah, next week.
not-
Next,
week Thursday.
yeah.
I'm with you.
So
with you.
next week at
Let's
Let's
Thursday.
just commit to it. If we say it, we have to do it.
That's untrue, but so 7:30. I'm glad we're planning this time now. Same bat time.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, now we'll tell you what we're talking about. So we're starting a new campaign. Timur is going to DM most of the players here.
My first time. So
Will be joining. Yeah, Timur's never played D&D before, so we're rooting him on. And it should be fun. I will actually get to be a player, which is dangerous,
Concerning.
but
Exciting.
should be
dangerous
good.
like Attack of Silver Dragon.
So
dangerous?
not this Thursday, but the coming one. We still got to do our session 0 stuff, but we will see. Rolling up some level 1 characters should be a little bit of a disparity in power level, but it will be good. And yeah, so follow the Twitter, follow the Twitch, follow the
The string of bad
Golden-
decisions.
the YouTube. I don't know what else we do. Just follow us. Just find somebody outside to follow at a social distance. And that's it. Yeah. Thanks again to Roll20, and till next time, we told you so.